DJ can't do that because he is bad.
You're all bad. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
there's my bad roll out of the way.
I have bad dexterity, so I'm going to get a bad roll regardless if I have to roll for that.
You're all
Okay,
getting
you know
the
what?
bad out.
I feel decent today. I feel decent. That was 5 rolls. Got
You know what's
3
fun?
double digits.
Dexterity is like the most common roll to do, aside from maybe Constitution.
Exactly.
So, have fun with that.
And you're like, what, 4 dexterity?
Shield Master and my Paladin skill that I get at level 6 is going to save my ass. It's just going to have to save my ass. And then
Can't
just
wait
max
for it to not save you at all.
Okay, so I think we can start. Everyone all set?
Yep.
All right, so the time is now about 2 in the morning. You guys have just defeated a dragon wormling. So
Baby dragon.
Baby dragon. So you guys are heading home from that. Not Angus. Arundel has already left. He's gone home for the night. And you guys arrive outside of the tavern. And yes, I actually finally have a map for the tavern.
Nice.
What do you guys want to do? I know that Leonidas, you had something you possibly wanted to talk to Sera about.
Yes,
already starting so
obviously
professional.
we're not going to be talking about it right now, this instant, in front of all these people.
Okay.
Does Leonidas just like keep like glaring over?
Huh?
I think he just keeps glaring over at me every now and again.
Yes, he does actually do that, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know what? For the fun of it, just because, DJ, roll intimidation. And
Okay.
Sera, roll a wisdom save.
Oh,
Very interesting, but I will bite. Yeah, I'm not going to be very intimidating at all.
Yeah, Sera is not intimidated by your angry glares whatsoever.
He's
Okay.
not. I'm assuming he's not even trying, so this basically fits perfectly into this.
So you guys are heading on home along the sidewalk here, and it's nighttime. It's like 2 in the morning. All of the shops are closed, aside from the. There's an area of town that has these weird red candles, but you don't really know why. But anyways, they seem to be open, but you guys are just far too tired to even investigate that. So you decide to head back to the tavern.
Yeah.
As you arrive, you see there's a guard standing out front. It appears to be a half-orc, kind of just keeping watch over the area.
He looks like those thugs.
Was that?
He looks like those thugs.
He does look like those thugs. It's almost like I took the exact same picture and put a new name on it.
Nah, you're not that lazy.
I also set his HP to full, so there's that.
Oh, please don't. Technically, you should be on the value
did I
for
burn
last
you?
time and not this, and not full rest. So, guys, let's not start any fights.
Alright, so go on. What are you guys going to do?
Leo's just going to casually stroll in because he is tired and he
Go
just
ahead
wants
and
to sleep.
stroll him forward, then. The guard steps over in front of the door. He says, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Just a couple of weary travelers. We're just looking for a place to rest.
You'll have to come back in the morning when the tavern's open. Place is full tonight.
Leo utters a curse in Sylvan.
Now, you guys know that you did pay for a room, so that's all set.
And it was at this tavern, right?
It was at this tavern.
I'll just tell him I've paid for a room. Can I just go in? I paid for it yesterday.
The guard crosses his arms and looks at you. He does not think that you are a very trustworthy-looking individual for several reasons. And he does not seem inclined to just let you in for no reason.
Can we roll persuasion to convince him that we didn't pay for our rooms?
I will.
Go ahead.
I mean, I said something, so... Ooh! 18!
Oh.
Ooh.
All
Not
right,
gonna be
Garthal, go ahead and roleplay that out.
Oh no.
Garthal already paid. Garthal won't slip.
The guard looks over at Garthal and just kind of rolls his eyes.
Our friend's a little simple-minded there.
All right, Sialah?
I already said my whole thing of, I've already paid, can I please just go in and sleep?
Right, but we already went past that, so go ahead and try with an actual persuasion.
Another one?
Yep. Well, you rolled the persuasion, so what do you say with that persuasion? Because he already responded to the other one.
Yeah. This one, like, come on, like, if I've already paid, it's just money down the drain. Why would I come here if I have literally no reason to?
The guard looks at you and kind of shrugs and says, "There's been some unsavory characters around here after dark recently, and it's my job to make sure that everyone stays safe."
Very fair thing to say, but do we even look like we could do anything in the state we're in? We're all dead tired.
We all have full HP.
The guard looks at the weapons that you're carrying, and he's like, yes, you do look like you could do some damage.
I reckon he could do some damage as well.
If we disarm ourselves, would that serve in our favor?
The guard looks at you and crosses his arms, leans back against the post that the light is sitting on, and he says, "Go ahead, throw your weapons down."
Before we get to this part, I have a few questions, Jeebs. First of all, is there an open window or something that Ami could fly through?
No, all
Damn.
the windows are closed and barred.
All right, that goes my entire plan.
It's nighttime in the city.
Yeah, so even the second stories are closed. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, you could fit between bars, but the windows are closed and barred.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, Leo will be, since Leo is the first one to actually suggest that, he is also the first one to hand over his weapons.
All right.
That includes all the javelins that he has on himself.
So Leo stands there, drops his warhammer to the ground with a big clang. Then he pulls out a javelin, drops that, like dropping a mic. Tink, tink, tink. Pulls out another one, drops that. Pulls out 3 more and drops them on the ground in front of him. And the guard at this point is kind of looking a little bit
Perturbed?
No, a little bit scared, actually. He says, "Okay, you can stop pulling out weapons now. I get the idea. Let me just go and find the tavern master." And he steps inside, locks the door behind him.
Thank God he didn't ask me to take
He's
all
not
my
going to
out.
come back. Leo says this out loud. He's not coming back, is he?
No. No, in all fairness, if Sera had to disarm, it would be the biggest pile out of all of us.
Ami pretty much just pulls out a needle for the most part.
Leo, do you pick your weapons back up? Or just leave them on the ground?
He
Leo
proceeds to
will leave them on the ground for 10 minutes. If he doesn't come back by then, he's picking them back up.
I'm actually just going to try and open the front door.
Door's locked.
Oh. Oh. Nah, I would have better
10
get my
minutes. I'm just going to give him 10 minutes. That's it. That's it. That is it.
Well, I've got burner hands ready, just in case.
No.
All right.
Dark vision?
Anyone else want to try anything?
I paid for my room. Even if he doesn't come back, I'm going to sit here for just like the whole of, I paid for my room, I'm getting my room.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm just gonna wait for the other. I guess I'm just gonna wait with Leo and see if the guard comes back.
I'm a patient woman. I'll
All right.
wait around for an hour.
So about 5 minutes later, the guy comes back out, closes the door behind him, doesn't appear to lock it, and is holding a book. And he leafs through it a bit, and he says, "Okay, I've got the names here. What are your names?"
Leonidas.
One at a time. One at a time. He points at the dumb one and says, "What's your name?"
Garthal is Garthal.
Right. You. He points at the cute one with wings.
That could be. Well, technically, she's the only one who has wings out currently.
I've got a quick question though. Could Garthal's name probably wouldn't be in the book? I don't think Garthal can write, can he?
Well, he said his name, and the tavern master would have written it down.
Oh, fair enough then.
Yeah.
It's
not like he needs to
tavern
read.
master is smart. So
He points at Sera. What's your name?
Sera.
Okay, that's in here as well. He points at the little one. You.
Amaryllis.
How was that spelled? That one looks like it. He points at the lion. You're probably this Leonidas dude, right?
I know. Ironic.
And then he looks at Sialah. Yeah, and you're probably this last one, aren't you? What's your name?
Sialah.
Apparently I have 5 people in tonight.
Fine, you can come in.
Wait, I just realized, does Sera have her disguise up right now?
I would have, or I probably would have been killed as we left the building.
Probably, yeah.
From what I
Demon,
remember, from what I remember, you were too tired and didn't even notice that your disguise had been dropped. So
yeah, but you said I could notice it.
Okay, because your passive perception.
Yeah,
all right,
passive perception said yes.
All right, so you don't have wings out. All right. So you guys are free to enter the tavern. I don't have an upstairs, so sorry. But you guys are free to enter the tavern and go to sleep. If you want to do...
Before Leo enters, he passes all of his weapons to the tavern guard and says, "I do expect them back in the morning."
The tavern guard... You kind of pick up the bundle with one hand and just drop him on the tavern guard, and he stumbles back and he's trying to balance the weight of the javelins and the warhammer, and he's a little overwhelmed. One clangs to the ground, and he's like, "Yes, sir," and picks him up and kind of sets him against the wall.
Garthal walks back to the guard and offers him all of his heavy weapons too.
He just kind of shakes his head. It's like, "No, that's not necessary."
Sera pulls out a gun. I've got a gun.
My God.
Just go to sleep. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you actually sleep?
I don't.
Should we eat?
No, everything's closed.
Okay. I guess we're going to sleep.
Just find the rooms and... I still have to talk to Sera.
You can do that in the morning too if you don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
I still need to... Screw it.
Yeah, that reminds me of something. I need Garthal to go over to the Billy's place and pick up an item for...
Oh, you'll have time for anything tomorrow.
Oh, what?
You'll have time for stuff tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you guys go up to your rooms. Now, what I'm going to do here, you're going to experience something. I'm going to go through what you guys experience one by one. Please let me get through it all, because it's going to take a little while.
Ooh.
Roger.
Hey?
All right.
Roger.
You guys are all upstairs in your rooms.
Yep.
Amaryllis, you fall asleep without a care in the world. You open your eyes to a bright light. Once the light adjusts, you realize you sit upon a stage. Behind you and on both sides are giant stacks of books and a bookshelf. In front of you is your audience, but the stage lights make it pretty hard for you to see. You can feel a great expectation upon you. In your hand lies your flute. Roll a performance check.
It's gonna be 1. Where are they? There they are. You cannot roll good on those.
You put the flute to your lips and begin to play a beautiful song, invoking imagery of waltzes in the forest and a forbidden romance. The audience seems entranced until a sour note sounds. You blink at the note, knowing your finger landed upon the keys exactly where it should have. But a second sour note plays, and then a third. Soon the song degrades into a jumble of discordant notes. The crowd grows angry and the stage lights dim. You see members from your village in the audience. One throws a very large strawberry straight towards you. It splatters on the stage before you and ruins your beautiful dress. You turn from your audience and run towards the wings, but the stacks of books block your path. You squeeze between two hardcovers and make your way towards the back, expecting a bookcase to stop your progress at any moment. To your surprise, the crowd noise disappears, and you find yourself in a large room with several books open in front of you. One has a picture of a man running with a large pole. The image moves, the man places the pole into the ground, then leaps high in the air, clearing a high jump. Another book shows a figure in a cloak holding a magnifying glass. It bends down and appears to be examining several footprints. A third book has a picture of an orator. As it moves, you see him presenting a speech, gesturing emphatically. The audience nods appreciatively. As soon as you read the last book, you hear a voice cry out in the distance, "Help us." You look around, but you cannot find the source of the voice. It sounds again, this time louder and joined by 1,000 others. "Help us!" Garthal.
Okay.
You fall asleep as soon as your head hits the pillow, immune to any thoughts or distresses that the others might carry. Your dreams are filled with the lights from those shiny plants in the cavern. They seem to be dancing, and you join in, dancing a primal jig along them. After a while, the lights float up in the air and begin to coalesce into shapes. To your left is the shape of a bear, strong and mighty. To your right, the shape of a wolf, proud and leading its pack. And in front of you is the shape of an eagle, soaring high above the others. Roll animal handling.
Animal handling.
You reach your arm out to the eagle, beckoning for it to perch. The eagle looks at you, cocks its head to the side, and just flies away. You chase after it, and the lights that make up the eagle's form flies into a narrow cavern. You rush after without a thought to the contrary, and immediately you hear the roar of a dragon. You look to your right, and a great black dragon breathes fire at you, but it can't catch you. To your left, a snake strikes at your heels, but he misses as well. You continue to run, avoiding attacks left and right, until the path stops at the edge of a cliff. Without slowing, you jump. Leo. You lay in your bed staring at the ceiling for what seems like an hour, thinking about the possible betrayal that Sera unintentionally wrought. Garthal's snoring then serves to keep you awake even longer, but eventually you fall asleep. Your eyes open upon the Hall of Justices you are familiar with in Savoyne. Roll history. Are any of you going to succeed?
No.
No.
I've got some really cool stuff for your successes, too. Man.
Well, at least we're not
Maybe roll
rolling for
wisdom check.
disadvantage.
That's true. Anyways.
I'm not using my DM's favor for this, by the way.
Before you is a great lion that you recognize as your ancestor, one of the first of House Glavin. You kneel before him, but he urges you to rise again. You stand to your feet and realize that while your ancestor is clad in shining white armor, with a gleaming quiver at its side, you are naked, with naught but your fur covering you. You brave the embarrassment and stand before your ancestor. He looks down at you, his face stoic. "Swear unto me an oath this day, boy," he commands. You hear murmurs on all four sides of you. Behind you is a beautiful woman dressed as a peasant. But as you look at her, she appears to change into a regal figure dressed in deep blue gowns reminiscent of the night sky. She holds a rod with a crystal at the top that seems to glow with more colors than you can name. To your left is a dwarf clad in golden armor
I did not mean to click.
and holding a great warhammer. To your right is a halfling woman dressed in green and gold and carrying a shield and longsword as tall as she is. You proudly swear to kindle the light. Behind you, the female voice chants, "Through your acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness, kindle the light of hope in the world, beating back despair." You raise your voice again in an oath to shelter the light. To your left, the dwarf speaks in a deep voice that feels as if it would sunder mountains. Where there is good, beauty, and love, and laughter in the world, stand against the wickedness that would swallow it. Where life flourishes, stand against the forces that would render it barren. You declare your oath to preserve your own light. To your right, the halfling giggles and responds in a sing-song voice. Delight in song and laughter, and beauty and art. If you allow the light to die in your own heart, you cannot preserve it in the world. You then announce your oath to be the light. Your ancestor before you nods and responds. Be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair. Let the light of your joy and courage shine forth in all your deeds. The 4 figures raise their weapons over you, and light shines, filling the Hall of Justices. Sialah. The chants of Bahamut must die echo in your mind as you fitfully drift off to sleep. You open your eyes and find yourself in a temple. In front of you is an altar to Bahamut. You approach and kneel in front of it to pray. Roll religion.
Oh, I want the advantage, please.
So close. You feel the warmth of Bahamut envelop you, and a soft voice whispers out to you, "O my child, ye who has been cast asunder." You open your eyes from your prayer and you see the visage of Bahamut directly in front of you. Shocked and feeling anything but worthy, you stagger backwards from the altar. Bahamut's face disappears, and you see on either side of you, shadows have emerged. They coalesce into 2 great figures, one on either side. The shadows writhe in what appears to be anger, and they crash down upon you. You feel the shadow condense on your skin like dew in the morning. You feel the energy from the shadows fill you. You look up to the altar, feeling fear begin to take a hold of you. Sera. You collapse onto your bed, exhausted from the day's trials, and wondering if these people are even worth dealing with. With your head buried into your pillow, you drift off into sleep. As you sleep, you hear a deep voice rumbling. "Little one," it says. And you open your eyes, but there is no light. "You have done well this day," the voice continues, and you recognize it as your patron. "I fear, however, that you are allowing this paladin to corrupt you with his do-gooder ways. Show to me that you are untouched as when I first found you." You see before you a table with several items. On the left is a book, appearing bland and meaningless from a distance. On the right is a collar, as if to go around a beast, but no animal stands before you. In the center is a rusted blade that appears to be barely more than a hilt. A man stands behind the table, appearing as if he were selling his wares, but no sound emanates from his mouth. "Take the item you covet most," your patron urges. Roll sleight of hand.
Yes.
You reach out for the rusted blade before you, but the man turns and glares. Your patron steps forward, and for the first time you catch a glimpse of his figure. His skin is the color of charcoal, and his eyes burn red with fire. There is no hair on his head, but 2 protrusions stick out, reminiscent of Sialah's horns. He is extremely muscular and stands almost as tall as Leonidas. He whispers to the man and appears to reach an understanding. With a bow, the man hands you the blade. As you grasp it from his outstretched hand, the blade appears renewed. The rust falls off, and flames seem to engulf it. Shadows extend outward from the hilt, swirling and condensing into a jet-black blade about a meter long. The fiery red and jet-black leather sprout from the haft, intertwining and wrapping around the handle. The guard appears to sprout smoky black bat wings that closely resemble Sera's own. The pommel swirls and darkens until it stops, revealing itself to be made of pure obsidian. Your patron turns to you and grins. "Now kill him," he commands. The man stands before you, appearing as if he were describing the various features of the weapon he just sold, but again his voice is silent to you. You hesitate. "You have no need for a reason. If I command it, you must obey," your patron urges. Your hand moves on its own accord, piercing the man's heart. He turns to you, pain in his eyes, as he collapses to the ground. You all wake up. What do you want to do?
I think I'm tripping balls right now.
I mean, I think that's the best answer I think any of us can give.
Like, I think at this point, Ami's first instinct will be disappear, go away from people, and then just play her flute to see what and Same way she was playing in her dream.
It
Okay.
explodes.
Where are you going? Are you going outside?
Probably outside where there's fewer people, I'd expect. I say that, it's middle of the city. Probably up high where there's fewer people.
All right. I assume you're going to go behind the tavern in kind of a backyard area that there aren't very many people. Go ahead and roll performance.
1. Woo! 5.
You begin to play your flute, and the images from the dream start to fade a little bit, and you find it very difficult to remember exactly the song you were playing. At first, it was pretty easy, but it didn't even sound close to the same thing. So once you got about 2 or 3 minutes into the song, you just give up.
Is there any chance we can try to make a check of some sort to see if these dreams remind us of some sort of phenomenon we may have heard of?
Okay, so you roll insight. You feel different. You feel like this dream has bestowed upon you powers that you weren't expecting to have when you fell asleep. Other than that, nothing important.
I mean, I was thinking that Sialah's just going to probably sit there and meditate, trying to figure out what everything meant.
Okay.
Garthal still isn't entirely sure exactly what happened, so he just kind of shares his generally what happened to him in his dream with the others that are around him, at least.
The only one next to you right now would be Leonidas.
Yeah, then he talks to that. Then he tells Leo, hoping that maybe he might have a little bit more insight on exactly what it was.
Leo, what do you do?
Well, I guess he's still kind of mulling over his own dream. So at first he doesn't quite hear Garthal's request, but then he starts giving him his attention once he kind of like actually begins to hear him. You think I should roll insight for that?
Sure, go ahead. All right. Leo, you think that after hearing Garthal's description of his dream, you think that this has something to do with his status as Berserker. You believe that with Garthal telling you that he feels more powerful, that it also echoes your own feelings of gaining new abilities, and you think that is related to your path as Paladin. And you think these dreams might have something to do with gaining your strengths throughout all the work that you've done. Other than that, you don't really know what these dreams mean.
Well, he probably would relay that information to Garthal in tiny little baby bits, so he could understand that. Or probably just
I'll get
down
it.
the message enough
Garthal think.
so that he would get that.
Alright, so Leo basically says to Garthal, you get stronger, dream is why. Alright.
That's good.
So you guys look out the window and you notice that you went to bed at 2 o'clock. This is quite a bit later than you normally get up. It's probably at noon or later than noon. And you do have stuff that you need to do today.
Yes.
So what do you want to do?
So, so Sera takes her new weapon. Alright.
No.
Let's have Sera go first.
So,
Okay.
after waking up, Sera lifts up her pillow to grab her new weapon. Amazingly, for some reason, it's there.
Yeah, this weapon, by the way, is something you've never seen before besides in your dream, and it has just randomly appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, under my pillow, where I keep all my good weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
In your pillows.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I keep my daggers.
Keep going.
But not even giving a second thought to it, apart from
Well,
She heads downstairs to the bar and waits for everyone else to come down.
Okay. So Sera's downstairs. What about the rest of you?
I think Garthal is interested in maybe seeing some of the people that he's met in town and seeing if they might have a little bit of extra insight on exactly what went on. So so he states his interest in going to Pilly's store for one.
You also recall that Arundel wanted you to come to his store before you went and talked to General Angus.
That's right.
Yeah, and I still need to talk to Sera.
Okay. Do you want to talk to Sera now?
She's at the bar.
Well, first I want to get my weapons back.
All right, you go downstairs and you head out to the tavern guard who...
And they're gone.
Appears to be really, really tired and waiting for you. It looks like he's been up all night and didn't dare leave because he thought that you might strangle him with your bare fists. But he sees that you are here and he's like, oh, finally. Here are your weapons, sir. And he hands them to you. So you now have all your weapons
him
back.
a couple pieces of gold.
All right, go ahead and drop 2 gold from your inventory.
Yes. I'm down to 106.
Oh no. You still have like 5 times my amount.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you've gotten your weapons back. Sialah, what do you want to do?
I'll probably get food.
All right.
And then I'll probably head out like to the temple to see if I can like pray there and all that. See if I can figure things out on myself.
Okay. You go and you get food at the bar. It's just after noon, so it's basically right after the lunch rush. So there aren't very many people in the bar, aside from the one guy who's drunk and permanently a fixture.
All right.
Okay. All right. So Sialah has gone off to, or she begins to head off to the temple. Leo, you realize from your dream that possibly Sialah might have some insight into who those people were that you saw. Do you want to stop her or let her go?
Leo thinks that dealing with Sera first is more important than trying to get more information about his dream.
Okay.
Besides, he gets the feeling he's going to be with Sialah soon enough, so he lets it go for now.
Okay. So Sialah, you've headed off to the temple.
Okay, see you, Pops. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Sialah, you've headed off towards the temple to pray. Go ahead and roll religion.
All right, let me just pull up my rollings.
Yep.
Boo.
You gain
Not
no
good.
additional insight into your dreams, but you do feel the warmth of Bahamut filling you.
They actually let me in the temple for once? Yes!
They let you in the temple, but there was someone keeping an eye on you the entire time.
All right.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to do?
Not really that I can think of.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I already said that Garthal's interested in going to the store. Are you just waiting for everyone else to do their things before he goes there?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have you all go to the store at the same time because
Okay, sure thing.
I got to change tabs and stuff.
All right.
All right. So with nothing else that you guys want to do, Leo, you still don't want to talk to Sera right now?
I want to talk to Sera.
You do want to talk to... Okay, go ahead and talk to
But
Sera.
she don't want to talk to you.
Go ahead and talk to Sera.
Well, let's see if I find her first.
All right, well, she's at the bar.
Ah, found me.
Hello.
You don't even have to roll investigation. She's right there.
Good. Good.
I was hoping to get a cardboard box before then.
I'll make this quick. I'm not pleased that I had to work with what you are last night, but you don't seem to be causing any trouble, at least any trouble that I'm aware of. So long as yours and our goals collide, I will work with you. But if you so happen to work against the light, then I will have to work against you. That's all I have to say.
And you keep your light away from me.
Very well.
I don't know where you're coming from. Hell, I don't even know what I am. But you're coming in here, having a go at me for wherever I am.
Oh.
Damn it, my computer wants to restart.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to have to take care of this, unfortunately.
Okay, go ahead and restart.
Alright.
Sorry, I'll be back as soon as it allows me to.
And Leonidas suddenly just has a attack in the middle
Leonidas appears to flicker and disappears slightly. He appears to be semi-transparent, and his motions and voices are caught in a loop.
Is it like Back to the Future? It just slowly starts fading.
It's more like Tron.
Oh my god.
It just disappears and it just says user has logged out.
I'm kidding, of course. All right. So I'm gonna with what Leo has said to Sera. Sera kind of brushes him off, and Leo doesn't really have much of a response to that. But he feels like he's said his say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys all meet up. You find Amaryllis after she's done playing. You find Sialah as she exits the temple, and you head over to the shops.
Dark magic.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna... Oops. I just hit Emmy.
I'm trying to get something on my phone.
I just hit Emmy behind someone. So.
Something for the game. Nothing important. I just...
So who are we heading to first?
You're heading to Arendel's shop first, because you know that he wanted you to come and talk to him. And you felt that he was somewhat urgent in wanting you to talk to him first. So you guys show up in Arendel's shop. He appears to be pacing behind his counter. There aren't any customers, and that might be part of why he's pacing. But on the other hand, once you enter, he kind of looks up to you like he's going to tell you to go away, but he notices who you are, and he waves you in, closes the door behind you, and flips the sign around so it says closed.
Harry, what's happening?
Don't
What's up, my
call
homie?
me Airy.
Airy?
Don't do that.
I like Airy. I think it's a pretty good name.
He just sighs.
What information do you have for us, Arendelle?
All right, gather in, and he kind of motions for you. You guys all kind of flutter around him. All right, he lowers his voice. Okay, so you guys, you believe me now, right? You saw the cult. It's obvious that Mishta's involved.
Not necessarily.
He looks over at Sialah. What do you mean? There was a dragon there? They were speaking Draconic? That means dragon.
That doesn't necessarily mean that...
A Dragonborn would be involved.
I mean, we have proof that something is definitely going on. We just don't know whether Mishta is part of it.
This cult is going to be a problem. We will have to deal with them sooner or later.
Like, remember, we got that book that... we got that little list of all the pseudonyms. We know we definitely have physical evidence that something is going on in the town. We just don't exactly know whether Mishta is a part of it.
So why don't we look through the book?
Well,
Arendelle offers to look through the book closer for you.
Yeah, so Leonidas will pass the book over to him, since
All
he
right.
was the one currently carrying it.
Arundel flips through the book, and he looks at it closely, and he seems to be a little surprised that there aren't any symbols of Tiamat in the book or around the book. But one thing he does notice that you hadn't noticed is there was a symbol of a serpent written in the corners of some of these pages. And the serpent kind of has a shape to its tail as if it were some sort of blade or something. Go ahead and whoever wants to roll religion to see if you can figure out what this is.
Let's
Can't
get
quite do
another
that right
12.
now.
I gotta pull it back up again because I accidentally.
Well, yeah,
closed it.
religion.
That's okay. Val happens to everyone.
Well, my computer's back on. I just need to get on my browser now and get onto Roll20. And yeah.
I can roll religion for you if you want.
Holy crap!
If you
I
could.
watched it.
All right, I'm gonna roll religion for Leo. And Leo,
You don't need to worry about it.
Leo rolled a 6, but Sialah critted that. So Sialah
Of course.
and Amy knows part of this as well. Sialah, you know that this is the symbol of Zahir. And let me go ahead and tell you
Open up
exactly
all
what
the
she
DM
knows,
notes.
because she knows a lot. Zahir is the god of darkness and poison. He wields a poison-tipped dagger. He's the patron deity of assassins and the Yuan-Ti tribes. When Tiamat was driven out by Bahamut, she invaded Zahir's domain. Tiamat displaced Zahir and took over the caverns beneath Karnessa, while Zahir roams the gardens of Karnessa. Silver, you know the name Zahir, and you know that he has something to do with shady people and poison, and that's about it.
Probably stuff she heard in her stories that bad people like this guy.
It's not
That
bad people,
sounds-
it's assassins who aren't always
As far
bad.
as she's
You can have-
concerned, yeah, as far as
did-
she's concerned, most stories that she would have heard would have been assassins are bad people. So
Did Sialah actually describe that to the party?
I'll tell you guys who it is.
Go ahead.
It's a symbol of Zahir.
And what is that?
And
It's like the patron god of assassins.
Go on.
sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Arundel kind of looks at you and says, Zahir, huh? That doesn't sound very dragony to me, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Well,
Kinda.
a little bit, considering he was kicked out of his place by Tiamat. So
All of a sudden, you hear a really shrill voice. Arundel!
Not dealing with
Arundel
it.
looks at the door and kind of cowers a little bit. The door gets kicked in, slams against the back wall, and you see Pilly storm in.
Oh Lord.
Looking
Ami
very-
loves this girl right now.
Very, very angry. Arundel O'Brien! Arundel's like, please don't say my last name.
You've been seeing apple women behind my back.
Mishka kind of walks in behind her, very slowly and gingerly, and very embarrassed for Arundel right now. Pilly comes right up to his face and points up to him as well. Actually, she probably jumps on the table because she's short, and she points right at his face. And she says, "You told me that you had 100% proof that Mishka was involved in that cult. You had me go talk to my brother and have him send out investigators to look at this." And she starts yelling at him. And Mishka looks very, very uncomfortable in the corner.
I don't blame her.
What do you do?
Well, Leo's going to hate himself for this, but he's going to jump right in the fire and try and get Pilly to calm down.
And Ami's just gonna go disappear over by Mishka.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, Leo.
Alright, let me just get my sheet back up again. I'm almost ready, guys, I swear.
It happens.
Okay. Persuasion, where is that? Can I be competent today?
No.
No, you're not allowed.
No, apparently not. Where the hell is? Oh, there it is.
It's alphabetical.
Oh.
All right. Leo, you put a hand on Pilly's shoulder and kind of suggest that she calms down a little bit. At first, she shrugs you off, and then she turns and looks at you, and she says, "You're the adventurers that went to investigate this, weren't you?"
Yes.
She turns around, crosses
Kind of.
her arms, and looks at Leo. And what did you find out?
We found that there certainly was a cult around, and
Pilly
they had
looks over at
control.
Mishta with a little bit of concern.
They certainly had control of things that are not quite pleasant, but we did not see Mishta there.
Mishta speaks up for the first time. Of course not. I actually came to investigate this cult myself.
Wait, you're not a dragon worship? Sorry, you're not a Tiamat worshipper?
No. I hate Tiamat.
Guys, I think we got the wrong person.
Ami just face palms at this point.
I figured that out by now.
I just downloaded that.
It's yeah. After all this, Ami's also just like floating right next to me. She's like, "I'm sorry for these guys."
You hear a
Face
loud
palms and throwing
slap
about.
as about 5 different people in the room facepalm all at once.
It was probably one of them.
All right. Mishta kind of gathers you around and makes sure the door is closed again. She says, "I've been investigating these cults. I fear that there might be some people that are not exactly on the up and up, but are trying to... Oh, it's hard to describe. They're not good people, but they're trying to do things that good people would want," and she's having a hard time explaining herself. Go ahead if you want to roll insight to see if you can figure it out.
Yo.
All right, Leo. You realize that, and Sialah, you realize that what she's trying to say is that, putting 2 and 2 together, the worshippers of Zahir might be anti-Tiamat as well, which would make sense given the history that I just told you about Tiamat kicking Zahir out of his domain. So Mishta's kind of stumbling over her words. If you feel like it, you can help her out a little bit.
Well, from what we already know, this cult of Zahir isn't exactly on the best terms with Tiamat.
From what I
Given
can
that
tell,
they're-
it's probably something along the lines of they want Bahamut gone, so Tiamat goes back to where she's from, and Zahir can go back to where he's from and have dominion over his place again.
Mishta claps her hands and points at Sialah. Exactly! See? They want Bahamut gone, but they also want Tiamat gone, so they want death to both of them.
Which is just going to be a pain for everyone else.
But let's just kill Tiamat. It's as simple as that, right?
What was that?
No, it's not.
And I guess
I was joking, okay?
Yeah, it's like at the point you say kill Tiamat, Ami's just like, have you... Because there's enough stories about fighting these powerful things, and they never end well for the people who are not the powerful things.
No.
Yeah.
You want to fight a god?
And
Who keeps on playing
Mishta's...
those foghorns?
Mishta continues and says, "I was sent here from the Megocracy to investigate the people who wanted to kill Bahamut. And I was sent here by," she kind of looks at Leo, "by some worshippers of Tiamat, but I swear I'm not one of them." And kind of steps back a little bit. In reality, what I'm here for is, well, to figure out what you all found out and to represent the Megocracy.
Well,
In other words, you're a double agent, so to speak.
Okay, with her mentioning the whole she was sent by Tiamat, can I do an insight to see if she's telling the truth on that one?
Sure. You have no reason to doubt her at this point.
Yeah.
Can I roll an insight on this one?
Sure.
I was like, all roll insights on this one.
Wow, my insight is baller today.
I ain't gonna bother. There's no point.
Leo, you feel that she is going out on a limb with her closing the door behind her, her talking the way that she is and gesturing the way she is. You feel like she's trusting you with her life. And she has no reason to lie to you right now.
Then the most obvious course of action is to get this resolved as quickly as possible and stop this cult.
How about we show her the book? She
that would
probably
be a good
doesn't know
idea.
much more.
Yeah.
But
Arundel walks over and hands her the book, and Mishta flips through it, and she spends a good 5 or 10 minutes studying through the book and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. She nods and she says, "There's really no more information than what you've told me. I see the symbol of Zay here. I see all of the pseudonyms, but there's no way I can tell who any of these people are just by these names."
It would behoove a group of assassins to be as stealthy as possible.
That it would. She says that you're lucky that you didn't come across anything greater than that. Something, some of these cults and cults of Zahir, they keep poison vials and poison everything everywhere. You're lucky
Funny
that
you should mention that. We had a run-in with a black dragon whelp as well.
Damn thing bit my toe.
she looks at Leo and looks a little perturbed. Then it's already begun.
What has?
The war between Tiamat and Zahir.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
She sighs. Well, I'll do whatever I can to help you. If you ever need any help, any sort of magic that I can cast for you, if you need any curses lifted or anything, just come to me, and I will help you with any of that for a small fee, of course.
Yeah.
I roll my eyes.
And she says, my brothers and sisters in the Megocracy, they are spread throughout every major city in the land. Any of them will be very willing to help. Just drop my name, and they'll give you a discount on any magical attunement that you need.
Good to hear. Thank you.
All right. Arundel kind of looks sheepish and goes back to his wares, and Pilly kind of glares at him. And it looks like Pilly is very upset with him. So she turns around, she storms off towards the door, and she looks up at Mishta and she says, I'm very glad that you're the kind of person I knew you to be as soon as you walked in the door. And Mishta smiles at her and says, thank you for trusting me. Not many people do.
I suppose I should apologize myself for my less than pleasant behavior on our first meeting.
Mishta waves her hand. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Garthal, sorry.
Forgive him, he's simple.
Anyways, Pilly looks back at Leonidas, who appears to be the group leader, and she says, you probably ought to go talk back to my brother and tell him what you found, and we can put this whole mess behind us.
Wait, can we ask
there's
about
going to
our
be a
dreams
lot
and all
more
that?
mess coming our way, but certainly.
Pilly goes and leaves out. You wanted to talk about your dreams, Garthal?
Well, that's what I just suggested. Like,
Pilly
Garthal,
obviously wouldn't know anything about your dreams.
I wasn't mentioning Pilly
Right.
particularly. I was talking to Mishta in particular,
Mishta?
since yes,
Right,
she's interested in that kind of stuff.
So you want to describe your dream to Mishta, and you want her to interpret it for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let me just go ahead and roll here. Excellent. Mishta looks at you when you tell her about your dream. She doesn't appear to have any more information than what you and Leo had talked amongst yourselves about it. You think that maybe, she thinks that maybe these dreams will help show you where you should go along your path, but other than that, she doesn't have any real insight for that.
Mm.
I rolled really badly with that. Does anyone else want to ask her about their dreams?
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do? No. Oh, I stabbed a dude. But I have this.
I saw a giant space eagle.
Leo, Sialah.
I'm not going to.
It would make sense for Ami too, so...
Leo's a little more concerned with reporting back at this point, and he's probably going to talk to Sialah about his dream anyways.
Okay, so, Ami, you wanted to talk about yours. All right. What exactly do you ask her?
I think she's going to ask more about the books than anything.
The books. Okay, so you describe the books that you saw, and she thinks about it for a moment, and she says, "You know what I think that might be? Your dream is telling you that these various skills," because she's using a D&D term that she totally knows about, are things that maybe your dream has given you some sort of proficiency in. And you should probably try using these skills more often.
It's really sad that I've only now realized
cute.
I've only now realized the significance of what you described now.
I got the significance of Garthal's dream.
I just realized, yes.
You just realized the College of Lore...
Well, I realized that. No, I mean like the various pictures in the books. What each one was. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't place it because I haven't been keeping track of what I actually got. I only know I have a ton of professions right now.
One was athletics, one was investigation, and the other was persuasion, was it? Persuasion, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Moving
on, carry on.
DJ, what were you saying out of character?
I was just saying it's really cute that you managed to include our specific class path into this.
Thanks.
Yeah, it is nice.
It took me a long time to do it, but I had to do it again.
I'm sure it did, because you had one for each character.
In all fairness, like, when I picked my weapon, Jeeves went to me, he's like, "Oh, I need a description of your weapon." I was thinking, why?
Because I'm gonna make it awesome, you.
I need one quick.
It's like I'm currently writing a thing.
Yeah, it's like
about your weapon.
I'm currently doing a thing. I kind of need it in a few minutes. Well, I guess I would like it like this.
All right. Okay, so you guys decide that it's probably time to go and talk back to General Angus and Loxham and
General Dingus.
And tell them about what you found. So you guys are all going to head that way.
Cool.
As you leave, Mishta kind of waves at you and says, "I'm going to be right here." And Arundel just looks at her, sighs, shakes his head, and goes back to work.
When we're leaving, do we just hear like cries?
Theo actually gives a little chuckle at that. Just a small chuckle.
I hope you actually go back there because there was something else I meant to have her say. Anyways, go ahead. You guys make your way into the barracks where General Angus and Loxham are sitting. The general looks up, doesn't really recognize you. It appears that he deals with a lot of people every day, and you are kind of beneath him. Loxham, on the other hand, he recognizes you right off the bat, and he jumps to his feet and he says, "Oh, you're back! I was worried about you. Investigating that Dragonborn, I thought maybe she'd eaten you by now."
Racist.
Wow.
She's a little small for that.
To be fair, she could have only eaten Ami.
Yes.
He asks you, "How did it go?"
Well, we certainly found a cult.
Oh, so should we go arrest her now?
No.
No, don't. She's
I'm
not
confused.
involved. we're certain about this.
How can you be certain that she's not involved? I was told we had indisputable proof of this.
Yes, and we've seen how that's
Why don't
so
we
accurate
share
now.
your indisputable proof with ours.
Okay, so he asks you to explain your proof. You guys talk to him for a few minutes, and you describe exactly what you saw. He sits back in his chair, and as you describe the whole fight between Zahir and Tiamat and all this, Angus he finally recognizes you and is listening in as well. He speaks up. He says, "This is far more serious than what we had first thought."
Indeed.
Loxam nods. What do you think, boss? And General says, "I'm impressed. We sent you out to investigate what we thought to be a cult. You come back, and you describe to us a great war between two gods trying to kill the Platinum Dragon. Not just anyone would be able to find this out so easily. You definitely have proven your worth. However, I am very disappointed that you went and killed all of them without any sort of recommendation from the militocracy, and you furthermore allowed one to escape."
We tried to catch him. That counts for something.
I wanted to bust his balls.
Loxam kind of clears his throat and says, "We did promise to pay them, didn't we?" The general nods. Yes, of course. Loxam appears to be fighting on your behalf. He says, "Well, they did an excellent job, didn't they?" The general says, "Oh."
And it was either we killed them or they killed us at that point. We had no choice but to defend ourselves. And, well, convincing a black dragon whelp is not the easiest thing in the world.
We rolled for initiative. We had to fight.
You broke down the front door.
It wasn't broken down.
You probably should have gone for the side door.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, Leo.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm proficient in it.
Drum roll,
He's going to break his tooth.
Drum roll.
All right, that's good enough.
The Angus puts a hand to his chin, strokes his beard for a minute. Locks him, give him 100 gold apiece.
Nice.
Ooh.
Leonidas
More money than I've ever seen at
accepts.
once.
All right, go ahead and add 100 gold to each of your inventories.
Money.
Also, I will take this time to say I have to go walk my dog. Please do not get yourselves killed.
All right.
I make no promises.
We'll only break down every door between us and whatever's in our
I'll
way.
try. I will try.
And now
Be
with the
safe, I
paladin
have a new
gone,
weapon.
and now with the paladin gone, the forces of darkness can now reign supreme.
All right. So, as Loxam is writing your names down in the ledger and handing out the gold, Mishta walks in through the door. It appears that she was actually waiting for you guys to finish the business side of things, and she wanted to more publicly thank you in front of the general and face her accusers at the same time. And she steps in through the door and she says, "These 5 adventurers have cleared my name, which was wrongfully accused by no fault of your own. I would like to give them something to show my own personal thanks." And she steps forward to, let me roll a d6 and figure out whom. She steps forward to Sialah.
Oh.
And hands you a satchel.
Okay.
And she says, "This satchel is a very special magical item. If you didn't know, I also sell magical items, and
Plug.
yeah, you can always
Fire things.
buy magical items from me. Anyways,
buying.
this is a very special item. It's called a bag of holding,
Oh.
and you can store a vast amount of items and wealth inside this bag without making it difficult for you to travel. And this normally would sell for well over 5,000 gold. And I would just like to give it to you to express my personal appreciation for what you have done.
Thank you. You're looking for the words. Thank you. Sarah, that's actually just Sarah saying that, just like across the room.
I'm more just kind of sitting here like flabbergasted because this is literally more money than Sialah has ever seen in her life, just holding in her hands.
She, Mista turns to Sera and says, "You're very welcome, and thank you as well for essentially saving my career, my reputation, and perhaps even my life."
I curtsy.
She does turn back to Sialah and says, "Don't put anything living in it. They will die."
And good thing she said that, because Ami was halfway into climbing in.
There's only enough oxygen in this bag for about 10 minutes. If any creature goes inside, they will probably die. Okay. And also, don't try to store food in here. It will go bad pretty quickly. But you should be able to store weapons and most gold or jewels that you find. You should be able to store that in here very easily. Now, Sialah, as you're holding it, you feel like this appears to weigh about 15 pounds, give or take. But at the same time, you open it up, you reach in, there's absolutely nothing in there. So you're wondering why it weighs so much, but you also get a feeling that you could put,
anything in it.
2 tons worth of items in there, and it would still only weigh 15 pounds.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys now have a bag of holding.
I'm just going to put this in an aside when you mentioned the don't put any living creature into it, because it reminds me of a very silly story that I heard from my friends. I don't know where they heard it from, but essentially a group who had the brilliant idea to put a hooker in it.
Yeah.
And then were surprised when the hooker was dead, like a week later.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Damn, we just got the birthday cake.
Don't put hookers in there. It's not recommended.
Can we put our enemies in there?
You probably can't fit an enemy in there, just so you know. They would struggle, and they would try to burst out, and if they break the bag, that's also very bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible to break it from the inside of the bag, though.
Strength
but as
check.
you're being put in,
There's a strength check.
Okay.
Is DJ back next? Yep.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Okay, I got something important that she wants to tell DJ. Should we just wait for him?
Well,
take a break.
In the brief time, I could have Sera ask something.
Okay.
To Loxham.
Garthal's the least thing.
Sera leans over the desk and goes, "Loxy, can you do me a favor?"
Sure. What's that?
Do you know how you're a person who might know people?
I do know people.
Well, that begs the question. I'm looking for someone.
Okay.
Human. Long blonde hair, wears an eye patch, scar right down where the eye should be. Goes by the name of Lisa.
Lisa. He flips through his ledgers and looks through it. It doesn't appear that Lisa has come by here anytime recently.
Thanks anyway.
I'm sorry. If there's anyone else, I could probably help you. I know a lot of people.
Do you know anyone who might know people? And I mean, know people.
Well, you could talk to my sister Pilly. She deals with a lot of people at her shop. Any of the shop owners, really. Or you could... what kind of person would this person be?
No, when it's called lawful. Greedy.
It sounds like she might be a pirate. You may want to go try down by the docks.
She can't be a pirate if she's lawful.
No, I quickly scratched that bit.
But he's hearing eye patch, scar, greedy, sounds piratey to him.
Thanks anyway.
Okay. Now, you do realize that Mishta did mention gems, and you did come across some gems during your travels.
You mean our obsidian stones?
Your obsidian stones, yes.
Well,
Who
then
has
let's show
those?
them to her.
Does Garthal have those?
Everyone has one, I believe. Like Garthal did have 5 earlier.
Oh, right. You spread them out.
but then we spread them out. So now everyone should have exactly one, I believe.
Okay, so Garthal, are you showing your stones to her?
I am.
I'm just gonna let that sit there.
Good, I wasn't going to say anything myself.
Oh.
I wasn't either.
This one's got quite a pair of stones on him.
Oh no.
Crap, where did I put those? Did I delete the page where
Quick,
those
find
stones
Garthal's
were
stones.
listed?
Did you?
I think I did. Let me look that up while we're waiting for DJ.
Sorry, Garthal. We lost your stones.
It's in the DM guide. I think I know what it is, but I just want to be accurate here.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Is that your text message thing, or what is that sound?
That sound is my phone. I just downloaded an LG air horn sound effect onto it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to mess
Why?
around with it. I thought I could
Okay.
maybe find some funny times to use it during the game. I don't think I'm doing a too good job of that so far.
No.
I'm trying.
Less is more. Anyways, all right. So Mishta takes the gem and looks at it. She says, "Well, this is obsidian is a precious stone, and one of this size and shape. It appears it's probably worth about 10 gold pieces. I'd be willing to buy these off of you. No other shop is going to take these, aside from magical shops, and you can't use them as currency. But I'd be very willing to pay you for them."
Are these usable for anything else?
Not in this form. And in general, you probably wouldn't need these stones for any magical casting. You may have to grind some up for potions or the like, but you probably can get those cheaper if you just buy them outright.
Yeah, the dust is usually... I mean, yeah, we can sell our stones.
Mhm.
So, do you want to sell your stone?
Yep.
All right. So, anyone who wants to sell their stones to Mishta,
I will sell my stone.
you
I'll
can
sell this
you can
stone.
trade that in. Excuse me, for 10 gold pieces.
All
I'm
right.
back.
Welcome back, DJ.
Yeah.
I'm good on keeping my...
Did I
You
miss?
left right when Mishta entered, right?
I left when we had gotten 100 gold pieces.
Okay, so Misha entered. She wanted to thank you in a more public fashion for saving her career, her reputation, and her life, and she handed Sialah a bag of holding.
She's still standing here
Oh,
like a
my
deer in
goodness.
headlights.
Really?
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah,
so
we
you
nearly-
guys
we
now
nearly
have
killed
a
Amy
bag
with
of
it.
holding.
No, we don't. You stop that nonsense right now.
No,
What
I
did he
said
say?
we nearly did. We nearly killed Amy with it. Guys,
kill-
it's getting hard to breathe in here.
So you now have a bag of holding. Mishta also says that she's willing to buy your obsidian stones off of you for 10 gold apiece.
Garthal already sold his stone.
So if you wish to give up your stone, you can do so and gain 10 gold. She also said that no one else will really take them. It's really just for mage types, and they cannot be used as currency. So you can sell it to her, you can keep them if you want, or you can try to sell it to another Magocracy person later on. Or you can just have them take up space.
I'm having mine take up space on my person.
Okay.
On your
Leo.
bar.
I'm gonna sell it.
I will say that they're basically currency. There's no real reason to keep them.
I can
I
make
have
it as
already,
decoration.
You just
I've
never
already
really need
boosted
them
my
for
gold to
anything.
216 and removed the stone.
Okay. As you hand her the stone, Mishta takes a look at the shield that you purchased from Arundel. And she kind of gives you a quizzical look, and she says, "Where did you get that?"
Well, Arundel sold it to me for a good price, and I decided it was a good idea.
What is a good price for that?
20 gold?
Misha staggers backwards as if she had a heart attack, and she's like, "What? What idiot sold that to you for 20 gold? Do you have any idea what it is that you're holding?"
Leo takes a good look at the shield.
she says...
Sera also looks deep into the shields.
She says, "This is such an exquisite piece of artwork. It has magical properties without having magical properties." And you're kind of a little confused at what she's trying to get out, but from her stammering, you get the idea that this particular shield, without having any magic imbued in it whatsoever, is crafted with such finesse that it's basically a magical shield of +1 shield.
My God.
And,
Yes, I remember this conversation back in the chat.
and she says, "How in the world can he... I'm not sure whether to be surprised at how stupid he is for selling it for so cheap, or to be amazed at how good he is at working with these items."
You're allowed both, I suppose.
She shakes her head and says, "I'm going to go talk to him." And she leaves.
I put out the rapier and go, "Good thing I didn't show her this."
Loxum looks at the sword and kind of shivers a little and
I put it
looks
away.
back in his books and doesn't say anything. Okay. Angus, on the other hand, he turns to you guys and he says, "With this matter settled, perhaps you would like to do some more work for me."
What kind of work?
Wait.
Well,
The question is...
you guys did such an excellent job finding these cultists. You went above and beyond your duty. I find that you probably are more trustworthy than the average person that comes into these barracks looking for work. And I feel like I can ask you to do a personal favor for me.
Go on.
He looks over at Loxum and he says, "Tell him about the goblin." Loxum looks back and says, "You sure, boss?" Angus turns and says, "Tell them about the goblin." Loxum says, "Okay. So, as you know, goblins have always been prevalent upon the goblin wastes, and the free people have allowed them that territory to cut down on their useless killings of the beast tribes that live nearby and then the humans on the other side. But a goblin recently came in, personally, himself, and asked us for help.
Wait, you can talk?
Yeah. It's something that never happens. A goblin came to our city and asked for help. And the militocracy, we can't spare any extra forces. And no other countries have shown even the slightest bit of interest in helping them. So we were thinking maybe you could help us?
Garthal interested.
Why do I
Me,
think
Leonidas,
it's
will
gonna
do
be
it
more
because I
troublesome?
am a good person. So I couldn't resist.
Ami is
And that was
curious
in
since
character.
this- yeah, Ami is curious since this is very strange, so it's something that she wants to check out.
Leo mutters, why do I think this is going to be more trouble than this is worth? All right.
Angus says, "You're probably correct.
He is correct.
The goblins never ask for help. And with the cult that you guys uncovered and the history behind it that you told us, I am somewhat worried that this might have more meaning than what at first appears."
Then I suppose we have no choice but to investigate it at this point.
Or else are we going to advance the plot?
Loxum says, "Plot advancing is also very helpful."
What is the fourth wall?
Sorry, you are not the required level to progress in the story.
No. We'll do the entire quest and then find out we're just under level to turn it in.
Level
Please,
4.
no.
I've been playing 14, and that just happens every day.
Loxum does say in character, however, obviously, because these are the goblins, there's no direct transportation to the wastes. So we can help you get transportation to the seat of Mavros and cut down on a week of travel, but you'll still have to walk east a day or so to the ruins of Malavosh, where the goblins live.
Well, I'm used to walking, so.
Yeah.
I'm used to sleeping, so...
Garthal is used to roughing down the wilderness. He doesn't mind.
Ami is used to being blown away by the wind.
Of course you are.
It looks like nobody has any real objections to this.
Okay, so are you, did you guys want to take the transportation to the seat of Mavros, or did you want to walk for basically a week?
We're taking
I think we're going to take the transportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Garthal's willing to walk, but he doesn't mind the transportation, I guess.
Thank you, because I didn't plan for a week of walking. All right.
The only person who would even be up for that would probably be Sialah, because she's a cheapskate.
Yeah, or Garthal.
Yeah.
Okay, so Loxum says, well, it's about 3 in the afternoon right now. The train isn't going to leave until rather late tonight, about 8 o'clock or so. That should give you enough time to go about the city, purchase any items you might need. Since you are going to be dealing with goblins, I do suggest you are fully prepared to enter the Underdark. And you probably should be aware that even though it is a much faster mode of transportation than walking, a train ride will still take a good 24 hours to reach the seat of Mavros. So it's going to be a long ride no matter what. Out of character, you also know that this gives you several hours to do things such as train, or, go to a brothel, or whatever you want to do out of character.
Well,
But Sera does need the extra money, so I guess...
All right, so what I suggest you guys do right now is go to Pili and Arundel and Mishta, stock up on all of the items that you can carry in your giant bag of holding, and be ready to delve into a dungeon.
We need to actually talk about that, because who's going to hold the bag of holding?
Sialah currently holds it.
Yeah, I know, and she's still,
Flabbergasted.
geared headlights.
Well, Ami can't hold it. She'll get weighed down.
Yeah.
It is slightly too heavy for Amy.
It
She
would
could hold it,
be
but...
it'd be like a backpack, really. An oversized
Well,
If it would have actually
we
shrunk
know-
down for her, it would have been fine, but it won't shrink down for her because it's magic.
Magic, yeah.
You could have Mishta shrink it down for her if you wanted.
Wait. Sorry. It won't shrink down for you because it's magic?
Yes.
Want to run that one again?
You heard it! You heard it!
Basically what he's saying is that any item that Amy has, she can magically shrink it, but magical items are up to the magical item whether it shrinks or not.
Yeah, so it's
So,
like anything that would, a long sword for you, she could grab it and it would be shrunk down to be a tiny long sword.
Right.
But if it was a magic long sword, then she's stuck there trying to heft this, meter long piece of metal.
Unless the longsword wants to be held by Amy, basically. So the item can decide to shrink itself down. I mean, it's not sentient, but it can still allow
the
you
sword
to.
picks the owner.
Don't
that?
underestimate magic.
Was that DJ?
Magic is weird.
The sword picks its owner, in other words.
Yeah, sort of. Basically, what I'm saying is if the DM doesn't want Amy to have it, she won't have it.
Basically.
Rule 0.
Yeah. So you can go back to Mishta and ask her to shrink it for you if you want.
It'd be way too annoying to put
I
things
still
in
need
it.
Garthal to get over to Pili so that he can get the thing that he needs to get to do the thing.
Yep, you guys are all probably going to
Oh,
be doing some shopping.
We also need to split up those scrolls now, don't we?
Yep. You could also decide to
And-
sell them if you wanted.
No,
you don't want
no, we're not selling a scroll of feather fall and a scroll of truth hit. Those are too useful for our current level.
I don't care what level you are. Featherfall's good.
Yes, feather fall is always good, especially when you get reckless.
An amendment to what I said last week that I probably should put out there. I misspoke. Only people who can possibly learn these skills can use the scrolls. If you can't possibly learn it, such as Garthal, it's basically unintelligible gibberish. You have no idea what it says unless someone tells you what it says, but you can't read it and you cannot use it.
Well, it's not like you can read it anyway.
Right.
I can't read.
Okay, so
Illiteracy jokes.
so you guys, the general's kind of looking at you expectantly, wanting you to get out of his barracks.
Get out of my
I
barracks.
suppose we'll just step outside and start
Get off my
talking
land.
amongst ourselves.
Okay.
Get off my lawn.
I don't really have an outside. I have the city map. I also have this blackness.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to move past the wall there.
All right, so
didn't
you
see
guys
anything.
are in black space.
We're in the void.
It's like my dream.
Welcome to the warp.
Okay, so
I feel the warp overtaken me.
so where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Phillies.
Pillies.
I want to get that out of the way.
All right, Garthal, you're going to Pillies. How are you guys
Actually,
able to move
this-
like that? Do I have an issue here?
What?
Yeah, I don't have restrict movement on. There we go. That's better. It's like, how are you able to go beyond my walls? Get back in the walls.
Bang, 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 bang.
All right, is everyone going to Pillies?
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Think of anything that I would want to buy there yet. Also, I don't have my PDF open because I had to restart my computer. So let me do that real
Okay,
quick.
so Garthal, you're at Pillies. Sera's at Pillies. Garthal, go ahead and roll a dex save. With advantage.
Oh, right. Dex save with advantage. That's right, because of my skill. My feature.
Okay.
You died.
Okay.
Garthal, you know that the last time someone opened this door, something came flying at their head. So you very carefully open the door, and you kind of step back. And as you do, a little bit of iron, looks sort of like a spring, flies out of the door and lands in the street beyond you. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It happens all the time."
Yes,
so sorry.
we've assumed that.
We really need to get like a covered workshop or something.
Oh, you're still in business.
All right.
It's a gnome. They're not exactly the best at safety practices.
No.
Can I,
I'm so glad OSHA doesn't come by.
Jeebs, can I check, like, by the doorway if there's just, like, chalk lines of people?
Roll perception.
I'm doing it. I'm doing this.
And
Where is it?
where's the roll?
Natural 20. Come on, natural 20.
Nah.
Aw.
Natural 10.
So you see outside the door, there are little bits and scraps of wasted metal kind of littering her doorstep, but it doesn't appear anyone has been seriously injured here. It's just a slight hazard of people who come through the door. So she beckons you in and she says, "Thank you so much for helping out my friend Mishta. What can I do for you?"
Lizard, you want to go first?
Garthal just kind of has a feeling about the place in regards to his dream, I guess.
Okay.
And so he, I'm pretty sure he doesn't, she doesn't have much to say, but I'm pretty sure you said that anyway, but Garthal just kind of mentions the dream he had the other night anyway as he begins to browse around the store.
Okay. All right, so she rolled a 7, but she has like a -4 modifier to wisdom. So she says, well, that sounds like a lovely dream. You said it was an eagle that looked like lights?
Yep. It was a space eagle.
Space eagle. What's space?
Sera just like slowly raises her hand and just points upwards.
Oh, sky eagle. Those happen all the time.
I can't believe I'm going to ask you something.
She says, I'm sorry, I don't know anything else about that dream.
I'm
Perhaps
going to head over to Philly's as well.
Hold on. Billy was about to say something.
Leo's
Sorry.
going to Pilly's. She says, perhaps it's telling you not to jump off cliffs. Or maybe it's telling you that you should jump off cliffs. Because you jumped off one at the end, right?
Garthal nods.
Don't.
Doesn't really like the idea of jumping off of cliffs that much, though.
She motions towards you. Here, get on the table.
Garthal shakes his head. He's not that dumb.
Really? Roll an intelligence check.
You roll an intelligence save.
Okay.
You remember,
What?
you ain't that smart.
Yes.
Sorry, Garthal. You're going to acquiesce to her suggestion.
Okay.
Garthal jumps up on the table. Pilly says, okay. Now, my thought is, with this dream, the eagle is going to let you fly.
I've got a good question here. Does Leo
Before
come in at the right moment here?
Leo has come in right now.
Oh, man.
Garthal's on the table, and Pilly's saying, now jump.
Leo,
No.
what would you call this bit of artwork right about now?
Well, that's going to have to make an athletics check.
But let me tell you when to roll things.
Sorry, I already
Leo,
rolled.
you said no when you stepped through the door. Are you trying to tell him not to jump?
Yes. Because he might bust a hole through the ceiling with that kind of athletics check.
Okay. So Leo is saying, don't jump. Pilly is saying, do jump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys roll a contest of wills.
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually going to throw in my lot here as well, and I'm going to say 4 jumping.
All right. So what I want is, Leo, you roll persuasion against Sarah's persuasion, and Sera has advantage.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh.
Should I even burn my DM's favor for this?
Sera has the win on this one. All right, so Sera and Pilly are like, jump. And Leo's like, don't do it. So Garthal jumps. And he lands flat on his belly. For some reason, he did not fly.
But I
Billy
rolled
looks
a
very
23 on my athletics check.
Leo sighs in relief.
Thankfully, nothing appears broken either on Garthal or in Pilly's shop.
What about his ego?
Absolutely destroyed.
Garthal's spirit is still strong. One day he will fly.
Pilly
I'm
puts
dead.
her hand to her chin and looks up at Garthal and says, huh, I could have sworn you were going to fly. I guess it's good you tried that here then.
Maybe you should build some mechanical wings for him or something.
I could
Oh,
do
God,
that.
He gets to fly at level 14. That's in the Barbarian thing.
Pilly walks over to her workstation. She's like, I could build those wings. I could build wings for you. It'll cost you 37,000 gold, and it'll take 3 weeks. You got the time?
No.
No.
Just
She kind of
no.
pouts a
Leo
little bit.
answers for Garthal before Garthal answers for himself.
Pilly pouts
We're
a little
going to
bit.
be
But
No, I
it
think even
looks
Garthal is
so awesome.
thinking no. No.
Fine, then what can I do for you?
Well,
Well,
Garthal still wanted to look around the
right.
shop for, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Like, remember, he needs to buy something here, doesn't he?
Now, Pilly
Leo,
sells
I
everything
think
on the
someone's having your
adventure
butt.
gear table on page 141 of the PDF that we have, or 150 of the actual book.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, that's right.
So she sells everything on that page and only stuff on that page. She can also do tinkering for you. If you want something built that isn't sold, she can build things for you that are not armor or weaponry.
Yeah, didn't we say that Garthal needs to buy a charm for his totem animal from Billy?
Yep, he needs to buy a totem. Now I need to figure out what the totem is actually. What it actually is. I'm gonna have to go to a different page.
Totem would have been akin to a holy symbol.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, all holy symbols are 5 GP.
Well, the druidic focus is a totem. Druidic focus has totem under it, 1 GP.
Okay, so that's probably what it is a druidic
focus.
Okay,
that seems like pretty likely.
Hold on though for a second. I said that was 141. Okay, so you look around the shop and Pilly doesn't seem to be selling any magical items, including the magical items listed on this page, because magic is not the most common thing in this world. Not everyone has magic or magic abilities. So she doesn't sell any magical items, but she can tell you that Misha most likely has dozens of those on.
Okay.
Like a whole bunch of focus.
So you told me to go to Pilly's for no reason the other day.
I told you to go to Pilly's because I, as a DM, had not figured this out yet.
Remember, Jeebs is new to this. However,
I am new. I am new to this.
Leo does have something that she will have that is not magical.
Okay.
But might be in the right hands. Do you have a battering ram?
Battering ram. Oh, that is such a good idea.
Before we continue, I hand Leo.
Gut kind of like churns at her saying this is a good idea.
now I hand Leo my hand axe and go to the forest.
Pilly says, I can make you one. It'll take a couple of hours, but I can make you a battering ram. I don't have one on me right now, but I can send someone out to get a good solid oak trunk, bring it back to me. I can carve some handles in it and make you a good solid battering ram. And you know that this battering ram would basically give you a +5 advantage to any strength checks to knock down doors and so on.
One second. Try not to move everyone too much because I will be right back, Jeebs.
Yep. Okay. So we'll just do shopping.
We have the bag of holding carrying around the ram should be a lot easier.
Exactly, yeah. So she says, first off, I need to make sure whether there's an actual battering ram item, which there might be.
There is. Ram portable, 4 GP, 35 pounds.
Oh, there's one on this list?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
there
right.
it
I
is.
see it.
4 GP, 35 pounds. All right. She says she doesn't have one on her because not many people, surprisingly, ask for battering rams. But she can make one for you. It'll take a couple hours, which you have the time to spare. And she'll get that ready for you. And you can pick it up later that day.
How much?
Right.
And it'll cost the 4 GP, it says.
Okay, yeah. Leo will pay that amount.
Okay. She'll require you to pay it up front, so go ahead and deduct that.
That is 4 gold, so 212 now. Leo is kind of going to splurge a little bit because, again, we're dealing with goblins, and now that we have the bag of holding, this is kind of licensed to get all the kind of things you normally wouldn't get.
Right. I'll also say, you guys don't have a lot of stuff for dungeoneering right now. You have maybe 1 or 2 dungeoneering packs. You guys have almost no source of light. One of you has no dark vision.
I can give him dark vision, though.
Right, but it would be a lot cheaper to just carry around a
torches.
Candle. Yeah, you guys have torches, but you got to light the torches. You don't have lit torches in your packs.
Wait, I have a tinderbox. What does a tinderbox do again?
Lights torches.
Tinderboxes light torches, yeah.
Exactly, so we can light torches.
But you still have... You don't have enough gear at this point, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm not sure what other gear to get. Because I thought I had a good amount of gear. I'm not used
Leo
to...
is going to also get a grappling hook.
Okay, that's good gear to
He's
have.
going to get more rope.
Yep.
Because more rope is never a bad thing.
Are you going to get the hempen or silk rope?
He's going to get the hemp.
Okay.
No, we need silk. We need shinier rope.
Just so you know, you cannot smoke this rope. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look, a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I was actually contemplating about getting one of those.
Now,
Wait,
you
that's
also
actually an
know...
item?
You take a hold of the 10-foot pole and you kind of stick it in the bag, and it hits something at the bottom with part of it sticking out at the top. The 10-foot pole will not fit in the bag.
Darn.
Leo just looks at the bag of holding with a very disappointed gaze in his eyes. He's not going to buy the 10-foot pole then.
Garthal could buy the 10-foot pole.
Yeah, you can strap it to your back.
Yeah, and then you gotta get on the train with it.
Yep.
It's not like he's not carrying too many weapons as is. I mean, it's not a weapon, but...
Alright, so I'm definitely getting the grappling hook, so that's 2 GP.
I will show you too many weapons if you really want me to show you too many weapons.
No, thanks.
I don't know.
only
Let's
have
see.
so
Garthal
many.
has a natural bite, a great axe,
I'm going to just
2
stick
hand
the
axes,
rest of you
4
guys
javelins,
here.
and a quarterstaff. Are you sure that's not too many
Alright.
weapons?
I'm gonna get my list up.
Actually, should I put the RAM in my inventory right now or no?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to assume you go back sometime within the next couple hours.
Yeah. Alright, I'll add that currently as wait as well until we throw that into the bag of holding.
Yes, Cedi, right.
I'm definitely going to get that.
What
Going
Val?
to get that grappling hook, so I'm gonna -2 from my inventory, assuming Tilly has it.
Yep, she has that.
All right.
What I suggest is you guys decide right now who's going to carry the bag of holding, and the person with the bag of holding, they should just
Write all
make
of it
a
down.
list of everything that's on it, or in the bag of holding. The weight of the bag of holding does not fluctuate no matter what you put in there. So you just put bag of holding 15 pounds and it's done. But just have a list of what's in there. It takes a standard action to reach your hand in, fish around, and find the item that you want. So it's not... Normally, it would just be a bonus action to draw, or a free action usually, to draw a weapon or something. If you want to pick something out of the bag, you have to actually spend an action to do so.
Okay.
Because bag of holdings don't have fake in them.
Right. You got to find the item. And yes, it does kind of pop up to your hand when you think of the item that you want, but it still takes a little while to, get the bag out, open it up, stick your hand in there.
Is there any... is it okay if Garthal stores a few of his excess items in the bag of holding for
That's
a
up
while?
to whoever's carrying the bag of holding, but it should be fine.
I'm the one carrying it
Leo-
right now.
Is Sialah going to
Leo's-
continue to hold it, or are you going to give it to someone else?
I assume she will.
Okay.
Unless somebody else wants it.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so
yeah, she can carry it.
so Alto, go ahead and write up a list in your
Inventory?
well, I don't think there's an inventory spot. There is an inventory.
Well, there is a room for notes on your
Yeah.
inventory, so you
Yeah.
can write. the
So,
bag of
go
holding
ahead and
inventory there.
write up inventory notes for the bag of holding.
I'm going to put the things that I put in the bag of holding that were my things that I'm not using anymore because I have it, or holding anymore. But give me your guys' stuff first.
Well,
All right.
Garthal's
So-
going to give her the hunting trap he has because that's 25 pounds.
All right?
It's not going to be too likely to be useful in a fight, so it's not. They're not going to need it right away, but it's probably going to come in handy at some point.
I'm waiting
because
for
it's,
someone to stick their hand in there and get stuck in the trap.
Bear trap. Clamp.
Oh god.
Now that
Well,
shouldn't
that's-
happen.
That teach me not to steal from people
It's
anymore.
not set yet, so it wouldn't trap them.
Did you put the hunting trap in the
Yeah.
in the list yet? Okay, then I'm removing it from my inventory.
Do you know, Jeeves, I'm really annoyed because I've just looked at my inventory. I have a map of this city.
You have a map of the city, yeah.
Yeah.
But you failed your nature check so badly, or survival check, that you forgot completely that you had a map.
Also, DJ, I'm putting the battering ram in it. 'cause
In
that
all
just makes the most
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I had a map
Definitely.
the whole time.
You actually had the map out, but it was being held upside down.
Of course. The pitfall of very good adventurer.
I will say that it
Throw
would
the grappling
probably
hook in
be.
there, Alto, as well.
What?
Throw the grappling hook in there as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It says off the bear trap.
You might even want to toss the extra 50 feet of rope in there as well.
I actually haven't purchased that yet, but I'll do that now.
I already own 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, Leo's getting another
You,
50 feet.
you
Garthal
can
already has
never
50 feet.
have enough rope.
Actually, you can. My friend killed someone with 100 feet of rope because the drop was only like 80 feet.
Yeah, that is a thing. If you just kind of fall down there, it doesn't stop you. So,
So you can never have enough rope.
And that's why you go.
Alright, so I'm going to pay for that. That's 1 GP. I'm going down to 209. There we go. Paid for the rope.
okay.
And now that'll be going into the bag of folding.
I would suggest putting those dragonling scales.
Already
In
put
the
those
back.
in there.
Yep.
Alright. Let's see. What else could he buy? More torches.
I didn't buy the
Torches.
10-foot
Going to
pole
buy-
yet. Can I do that?
It doesn't fit in the.
It doesn't
Well,
fit in the
yeah,
bag, but you
in
can
the
carry
bag,
it.
no, but I meant Garthal can just buy the 10-foot pole and carry it himself. Mind if I do
Yep.
that?
Sure.
Okay, then let me just check.
I'm trying to think of how one would use the said 10-foot pole, but sure.
It's
It's
10
a
feet
10-foot
of
pole.
pole. You could probably use it either for
Fishing.
pole vaulting or touching something you really don't want to touch.
I was
Yeah.
actually about to bring that up. Like,
But you
I wouldn't
don't
even
want to
touch
touch it with a 10-foot pole.
exactly.
I'm sorry, I messed up. You get a +4 bonus, not +5 for the portable ram.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to just write that down. Someone next to the, I think it's in the bag of holding. If you just want to put +4 bonus to strength on knocking down doors or something shorter that evokes that,
All right.
then I don't have to look it up every time.
All right, I finished my purchase for the 10-foot pole. I'm not sure about getting anything else. Maybe another potion of healing, but I'm not sure.
Well, wrong store.
Yep, that's a magical item.
But
Sam?
you said that we could buy potions of healing here, though. Didn't we buy potions of healing here before?
No,
We did, didn't we?
no,
No.
you picked up 2 potions of healing. You
I
didn't
know,
buy-
but I believe that you also said we could buy potions here.
I did say that, but again, this was before the DM figured out how stores work in this world.
All right,
retconned it.
fine.
Yeah.
All right. Also, you know, Leo, that you only have 5 days rations.
Oh, wait a second. Were we supposed to subtract rations earlier?
No,
Because
you guys haven't used any of your rations.
Okay, Garthal has 10 days of
Yeah.
rations.
Same.
You're only going to be using your rations while dungeoneering. If you're in a city, you're going to be eating good food because the rations are kind of really nasty stuff that you don't want to eat for long periods of time if you don't have to. It's like dried
I
food
passed
and stuff.
5 days ago to
I just thought
kid.
of this.
Yeah.
Does Pilly have any books on like cooking?
She does have books.
But like, does she have any on like cooking?
You can ask her.
I'll ask. Got any like cookbooks?
How to cook lizard.
No,
I feel like
no.
Ami should learn how to cook then.
Pilly goes over to a stack of books that appears to be organized by some method that you can't figure out. Probably no one else
Who we
could too.
roll
It's
to
certainly
figure it
not
out?
alphabetical.
As it turned out, it's infernal.
And she tosses a few books around. One almost hits Garthal, and she pulls one out, and she says, "Here's a book on cooking."
All right, can I
Oh
just?
wait, this is dwarven cooking. You probably don't want this. And she pulls out another one. Here you go. This is the one you want.
All right, I'll
It's
flip
the
through it
author.
just to make sure.
Yep, this is definitely a book on cooking.
Yeah,
It has
Check the
I'll just
author.
do a lizard.
How much is it?
what are books? Books are
25
25 gold apiece.
Okay, seriously, what is the author of the book?
Leo will pay for that.
Oh, really?
The
Yes.
author of the book, it appears to be Loxam.
Huh.
Huh. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. I don't trust him.
Well, I'm buying it so we can actually have a somewhat delicious rations, maybe.
Alright, well, I don't think we'll be cooking rations anytime soon, but I'll still fit the cost. It's
Okay.
better than nothing.
I'll just explain to you. The rations are not things that you cook. They're like beef jerky, nuts.
Well, I know.
dried
I'm just saying if we like find things on the road.
Yep. But what this
Yeah.
book will do for you, and you might want to write this down someplace, this will give you an advantage on any survival checks to allow you to cook things.
Ooh, nice.
So it's not giving you advantage on finding things to cook, but when you cook them, it'll help them not kill you.
Well, Garthal can
That-
probably do a good
That
job
is
of
worth
finding
25
things.
GP if I would say so myself.
Yeah.
That's not my damn calculator.
You have to spend time to read this, however.
Yeah.
So you've got enough time after you finish shopping before the train leaves to go through and read this book. Or you could read it on the train.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going down to 184 to afford the book.
Okay, are we forgetting anything before we go off to Mishta?
Torches, more torches. I'm getting 10 more torches.
Torches
Also-
only last a short amount of time, just so you know.
You don't really need the torches that badly either, for the most part.
Again,
Usually
Garthal
there's
has
light.
torches.
Usually there's light unless you're deep into a cavern. But if you're deep in a cavern, there's no light. It doesn't even count as dim light, so your dark vision is very limited.
The dark vision works fine.
Your
because the
dark
creature's
vision,
dim.
though, only allows it to go for like 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to have a source of light anyway.
What you
And-
might want to
No.
do, instead of a torch, because torches are very weak, you might want to pick up a lantern.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But doesn't that also requires oil, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, but you can light it with a tinder box.
Garthal has a tinderbox.
But the
Leo has a
Garthal
tin
did.
box, but
it requires some oil, but you've got plenty of room, and not that
so
expensive.
Leo will probably buy. Hold on, there are a whole bunch of different lanterns. I'm reading these.
Yep. A bullseye lantern allows you to direct the light in one direction.
Hooded lantern, basically.
Yeah, and well, there's also a hooded lantern, which you can lower the hood, and it only produces dim light for 5 feet, which is really helpful for being stealthy.
Hooded lantern.
Okay.
I mean,
You can
then
see
again,
60 feet.
stealthing with Leo is going to be
Fun.
not possible.
It'll be
Well,
so much
Well,
fun.
we
But
have
it-
dark vision, so we can see pretty well even in dim light. As long as we
Except
have.
for Leo, who doesn't have dark vision.
Dark vision at all.
Wait, Leo doesn't have dark vision?
Nope, the
Oh,
cat
that's-
does not have dark vision.
It's freaking hilarious.
Yes. The sheer irony of it all.
I have amazing dark vision.
We have almost every character in here as a special race that doesn't exist in the books, and the cat does not have dark vision.
Not as dark.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, I'm in the book.
You're in the book, and you have dark
let me
vision.
see.
The book is boring.
I like
In all,
my
fa-
so-
in all fairness, there are some like really fun other races if you get like the expansion books, but
Yeah, the Goliath looks pretty interesting.
I still really want to play a Thrive
Oh,
Queen
gosh.
character sometime.
All right.
Well,
so yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah,
fun, never
hooded
being able to
lantern.
say anything.
Cedi, when you're talking over DJ, I can't hear DJ.
I'm very sorry.
What were you saying?
I'm going to get a hooded lantern, a flask of oil, and because why not? I'm also going to get a crowbar.
Okay, I would suggest buying more than one flask because a flask is 1 pint and it only lasts for 6 hours.
I will chip in and buy another 4 flasks.
4 flasks, okay.
All right.
Yep. How much is that?
Well, I gotta go back to the page. Flask of oil is 1 silver each.
Okay.
All right.
Alto, are you
So
getting this?
Oh, they're handing me the lantern.
Oh, just to let
Actually,
you know, I have.
I think
Yeah.
I assumed that because he was the one who needed the lantern, he'd be holding it himself.
Okay. The
Yeah.
flasks, though, you might want to put the extra oil in the bag of holding.
How many flasks?
There are 5 total. I'm assuming that Leo's going to keep 1 on himself, though. Right?
Pardon me, I need to go AFK for just a brief moment.
Okay.
Back.
Just to let you know, I have. Oh no, I don't. I have 1. Okay, I have 1. I was reading someone else.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. What else do you have? Shovels, soap, iron spikes, caltrops. If you want to map out a dungeon, you're going to need paper and ink and a pen. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I heard
yes.
you.
Okay, it says that might have just been Val. Also, you could have chalk to write things down. Basically, you don't have a lot of stuff.
But does anybody have any ability to actually keep write down where we've been in the dungeon?
Yeah, one person can lose out on their. Welcome back. One person can basically not be paying attention to enemies and stuff, and just be tracking their movements. You don't really need a check for that.
Okay. I was more so saying because I know there's the cartography skill.
Right. That's if you wanted to do a really awesome map. This is just tracking which direction you've been.
Got it.
It's not a full map or anything.
Don't expect Dami to do it. She has no sense of direction.
Hey, Jeebs, I'm
Leo's probably gonna end up doing it.
Jeebs, I'm gonna end up putting Pili to the side again. Asked the same thing I asked Loxon earlier.
And what was that again?
The person looking for.
All right, can you describe her again?
Human, long blonde hair, eye patch, and a scar that goes down from the eye patch.
She thinks for a moment.
Gains by the name of Elisa.
Well, I'm not too good with names, but a blonde lady with an eye patch and a scar is ringing a bell, but I know I haven't seen her for the past few months at least.
I shake my head and say thank you, and I actually give her a gold piece for the trouble anyway.
Okay. Welcome back, Cedi.
Oh,
Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
by
so
the way, I also I did subtract the total for one oil and one whatchamacallit, one hooded lantern. So
Okay.
that's already done. Oh, I didn't do the crowbar.
All right. So, Amy, you haven't bought anything. Are you planning to buy anything?
I do not believe she is planning to buy much of anything.
Okay. And Sialah, you haven't bought very much either. Are you planning to buy anything?
I was going to buy the book, but then Leo paid for it.
Okay.
Leo is also putting the crowbar, which he just paid for, so he's down total to 177 into the bag of holding.
Okay.
And he still has more money than me.
Yeah,
Monks
What's the
don't have
video?
money.
Oh.
nobles do.
Uh,
I don't really know
Especially
anything
noble
I'm going to
paladins.
buy.
okay. If there's nothing else, we can move on to Arendel's and Mishta's shop and buy more useful items like magical stuff.
Yeah, well, we already bought all of the weapons and stuff we wanted earlier, didn't we?
You have several weapons on you. If you wanted to buy more, you could.
Well, I don't think Garthal needs any more weapons right now. At least not mundane weapons.
I don't need
Maybe if
any magics,
Misha has
really.
anything
Well-
magical,
Well, if we can convince Arendelle to give up one of his magical items for cheap.
Okay, so as you enter into Arendel's armory, You can hear Mishta kind of berating him for how stupid he was for selling that shield of such great quality. And Arundel has a weird mixture of pride in his handiwork and embarrassment of her berating him so harshly. And he doesn't look like he's going to be selling you anything on the cheap anytime soon.
Anymore, ever.
Ever.
Ever. Thanks, Misha.
I glare at Mishta.
Mishta then goes back to her table where she has several things kind of spread out, small vials, and so on.
Garthal looks at
not
all the
that-
shiny things.
I not only glare at Mishta, I glare at Leo for doing that.
Why? Why are you glaring at me for? I just. Ugh. Never mind.
I don't know. I just suddenly hate cats for some reason.
No
It's like someone hates bats.
comment. No comment. No comment. No comment.
Okay.
No comment.
All right, so you see a bunch of potions sitting on the table in front of her, of various colors, and they're looking like some of them have magical properties. Some of them are just simple healing potions. Some of them look to be very interesting. You see different bits and bobs floating in the different potions and stuff. You're sure that most of these are extremely expensive, but there may be a few of them that are within your price range.
Can we make a check to,
You see that
identify them?
You could, but it would basically be a check for each one, and we don't have time for that. She can tell you if you ask her.
Oh no! I was just,
What are the potions?
I was
What are
just
all
saying
these
that. I
potions?
was just saying that to Amy to get a reaction.
Well, she knows that you guys haven't been adventuring for very long. You don't have a lot of money on you. So basically, she knows that you can pretty much only really afford the potions of healing right now. She does have a few different potions, like there's a potion of animal friendship, a potion of climbing, a potion of hill giant strength. But these are slightly more rare than the average potion lying around. So you probably can't afford them right now.
What about other items? Cough, cough.
What kind of items are you looking for?
I don't know, maybe something related to eagles and totems and Garthal's subclass abilities.
Okay. Go ahead and I'm assuming you're asking Mishta for a eagle totem.
Not that you could afford.
And she reaches into a bag which looks like another bag of holding, and she conjures forth a very well crafted magical totem made out of yew wood, and hands it to Garthal and says, "Is this what you're looking for?"
Garthal nods.
That will be 1 gold piece, please. That's the yellow shiny one.
Garthal offers 1 yellow shiny gold piece.
Okay. She takes the gold and tosses it into another bag of holdings that appears to be
Isn't gold the color of gold, guys?
It is.
Well, wait, so she has 1 bag of holding for
She
her
has a
items
lot of
and
bags of holding. She hasn't quite unpacked yet.
She has a bag of holding that's full of other bags of holding.
That actually is
Yes.
physically impossible. If
Okay,
you put
so
a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding, they're both destroyed. All the contents are destroyed.
You basically create a time paradox.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
They're not
Important
technically
to
destroyed,
think
they're
about.
just sent to another
So
dimension.
I subtract
Guys,
the
just
gold.
so you know, that's really important to realize because there are a lot of items that work like bags of holding. If you put those inside your bag of holding, you destroy both and everything inside them.
Now,
So
what if I
don't do that.
had a
Okay,
portable?
so I have a question.
Let's go with Val real quick. What?
If I, you know what a portable hole is, right?
Yeah,
Right. So if I put
no.
a bag of holding into a portable hole, what
they
happens
both
then?
explode.
Oh, really?
That would
Yeah.
definitely cause an explosion.
So, Cedi, what were you saying?
Well, okay, so I subtracted the 1 GP from my inventory, so now I get the
Yep.
eagle totem.
Yes, you do.
Do I just call it the eagle totem?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Does that have to
You-
wait?
No.
You
Actually,
call the
that
you call
one's,
the eagles.
negligible.
Okay. So now I have eagle powers. Yay.
I pull Garthal to the side now. Garthal, the eagles will not always come to you, but they will always come to you.
Garthal nods. I like eagles.
Mia still looks at Leonidas, and she seems to be admiring your shield still. But she does notice that your shield doesn't have a holy symbol on it when you had one on your previous shield that you sold. So
Leo
she says to you,
looks at the shield again and just face palms.
she says to you that she can incant a holy symbol onto your shield for you if you want, but it costs 5 gold.
5 gold. Well, a good thing Leo did not spend all of his money at the tinkering shop. Leo will do that.
So she asks you, what deity do you want your holy symbol to be of?
It's not actually a symbol of a deity. And Leo basically tells her about the symbol that I showed to you before, because I don't have the picture of it anymore.
Okay. I don't remember that picture off the top of my head either, but
Amazing.
she appears, on the other hand, to know exactly what you're talking about, and has a perfect... she kind of waves her hand, does a few magic incantations, and upon your brand new +1 shield, there is an emblem of, what was it, your family crest or something like that?
No, it was it was basically sort of like naturalistic symbol with like trees and stuff.
Okay, so that emblem is now upon your shield.
Yay!
And
The emblem.
5 gold magically disappears from my inventory.
yes. Also, from a DM point of view, you should not have been able to cast those spells that you cast last night.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. But we
Yeah.
both forgot that point.
1 second, I got a
Just so
phone
you know,
call.
don't sell your magic items. don't sell your holy symbols because you can't cast without them. Okay, so that's taken care of. What's the next thing that we had? Do we have all the potions we want?
I think we do.
I think you only have 2.
Yeah, we might want to
Garthal
get a
has
couple
one
potions of
potion.
healing.
I've got one. I think Cedi has one.
How much?
And I think that's it.
How much potions are healing?
I think there's
50
2 total.
gold.
How much?
50.
50.
They're 50 gold each.
Oh, how much do they cost? Yeah.
I'll
I'll
grab
buy
one.
one.
I will grab one as well.
Okay.
So what is it? Just potion of healing or light potion of healing or?
Potion of healing is
Potion of healing.
2d4 plus 4, I believe. DJ and Cedi probably have it written down.
Yeah, I have it written down.
I don't have it written down, but I just
I have the potion of, well, I mean, I have the potion of healing written in my inventory.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
what's
I
the
did.
what's the weight on it? Like 1 or
What's the what?
what's
The
the weight?
The weight is 1/2.
Potions are a half a pound.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I just checked the thing. That's what it says. 1/2 a pound.
Okay.
Does Mishta have any other items of interest?
I'm looking up that now. Potions. Okay, you can buy a potion of greater healing.
That's what, like
How much is-
150?
Just a second.
Because I remember
If
potions
if I can roll on this item, there we are. That would be 560 gold.
Yeah, I figured. They get
Yeah.
really expensive really fast.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think we could afford that even if we pulled our money together.
Probably not. I mean, I've saved my money, so I have 124 GP, but
I have 172, but
Now, you do recall that she did say she might give you some discounts.
yeah, but even so, that's
well, we
still
don't need a potion
lot
of greater
money down the
healing,
drain
do
for
we?
one
I mean, we're
potion.
still in pretty low levels.
Yeah.
You might be able to persuade her, possibly, to give you a freebie.
That's a 500 GP freebie. That's a little much.
She gave you a 5,000 GP freebie.
I'm just curious in what else she has. Like, didn't she say she has other magic items for sale, or did I just imagine that?
Right now, she basically just has potions visible for you,
Fair
and
enough.
she doesn't appear to be ready to be handing out anything other than potions at this point because she's not really
Or
set up
bag.
for it.
Fair enough.
She's certainly not going to hand out another bag of folding.
She could, however, incant your weapons and your shields the way that she did with the holy symbol, and make them +1 shields or +1 weapons. But again, this would be a rather expensive process.
Hmm. I can
How
probably
much
pass on.
would a +1 weapon be? Just out of curiosity's sake.
Alright. What have I missed in the past distraction-filled moment?
We're talking about possibly buying +1 weapons.
Alright.
Okay, so which weapon did you want to enhance?
Is it the cost varies per weapon?
Yes.
So the only one of us who could really use that would be Garthal, Leo. Sialah is going to eventually have fists that do better damage than her quarterstaff, so I'm not worried about her. Actually, I would say Sera, but
No.
yeah, let's not reveal that again.
No, Sera actually has a magical weapon.
Yeah, mine's very magical. Mine works on
Alright.
charisma. Does
So
mine
she's
can
already
work on
covered
charisma
it.
later on?
You have to take certain incantations
take-
for it
yeah,
or
you
something,
have to
though.
take-
But it can. It can.
Amy is basically our caster. She's not going to be hitting things much.
We don't really have a lot of use for magical weapons.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, speak for yourself. So let's go with Garthal's, what does he have? Battle
Great
axe?
axe.
Yeah. Let's see the
Okay.
figure on that one.
So a great axe is normally 30 gold. She can incant that for you for 300 gold and make it a
Oh.
+1.
I don't think we need to do that.
It's possible for us to do it.
It's possible, but I really don't think we need to do it.
You're the damage Cedi. You're basically our physical damage when I'm not casting.
I am, but that seems like a lot of money to dump for a weapon that I may or may not possibly be using in the future. I don't know.
We might find a better weapon at some point.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, who knows? Maybe we'll
Oh.
find an enchanted great axe somewhere in the field. I don't know.
I know you might find an enchanted goblin short sword in the next quest. So basically, it's Amy size, roughly. It'd be a 2-hander for her.
Yeah. Problem though is Ami's going to be
Sort
pretty
of
particular on
refusing.
weapon choice.
I'm going to check. Oh god, my back is all of a sudden killing me.
Two.
Okay,
Oh, my
sort of
butt's
faded.
dead.
I guess I pulled a muscle. I'm gonna have to stretch out after this.
Just so you guys know, when you're shopping, prices can vary slightly.
Yeah.
You can try to persuade people to
Haggle.
give you things for a slightly
Oh,
cheaper
no.
amount.
Well,
No,
even
no.
so, I don't really want the enchantment on my great axe that badly.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Life and Brian now, Monty Python. No, you gotta haggle.
All right.
So
So let's see the figure on the Warhammer. Well, specifically Leo's Warhammer.
Leo's Warhammer?
Yes.
I rolled exactly the same, which is the worst possible for you. 150 gold.
150.
You could actually afford that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I can.
Wait,
but
hold on,
I'm
hold
going
on.
to be.
Hold on. I multiplied wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I rolled really high for you guys. I'm going to roll that, so... Yeah. 150 is not the price. I'm sorry.
What, did it just increase?
Yeah. It was actually supposed to be 1,500. So I re-rolled that for you. You can do that for 750.
Okay, that's definitely a lot less affordable. I mean, where would the? Yeah, no, it's not happening. I'm not even gonna try haggling for that because that probably has like a stupid high DC.
Aradel kind of sits back and pouts that they're all buying stuff from Mishta and not from him.
Leo will
I
go over to
don't have anything
Aradel
to buy
and
from him.
browse, but at the very least.
Yeah, Ami will go over as well and see if he has anything that she might approve of.
Do any of you have crossbows, bows, anything like that?
I don't
I
think any of us
know.
have any of those currently.
No,
I think I remember a crossbow somewhere.
I don't need ranged weaponry.
Like, I know Ami could have taken one, but I ignored it.
Yeah. Because if you guys wanted to buy +1 ammunition, which exists, she can sell that for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but of course those get used up much faster.
Mm.
+1
Because-
ammunition, the way I'm going to handle that is until it hits, it keeps its +1. So if you shoot it and you miss it, you're going to find it.
That's nice.
Because I just think that's not fair to have you shoot with your +1 ammunition and then it's gone and it costs you like 50 gold. And yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
+1 ammunition is more for much, much later on. You're just like, okay, I have this really awesome arrow that I need to use on this specific thing, and boom.
Speaking of awesome ammunition, Pilly can also construct specific types of ammunition, like explosive arrows, for example.
Of course, explosive arrows from the
Can she
gnomes.
make
Of
explosive
course.
throwing hand axes?
Oh, you could ask her.
Oh God.
I'm
please
sure
don't.
she would love the challenge.
Exploding hand axes,
She would love
Yes.
the challenge.
thrown
Well-
weapon monsters.
Do you want to ask her?
You know what? Sure, why not? It's not like I don't really have any interest in anything else that's being sold in this store. I think.
All right. Let me find what the actual effect would be.
Back.
God. Oh God.
Welcome back.
Leo
We're
just
looking at exploding hand axes.
Oh no.
Let's see.
It's probably be like an extra
Oh, no.
3d6 damage, but you don't get the hand axe back.
Probably.
No, you don't get the hand axe back. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
you definitely would not get the hand axe back.
Uh,
Also, whenever you throw it, you have to make a dex save to avoid the shrapnel.
You basically created a Stalingrad.
okay, so so what Pilly says is she can make it for you. Basically, what it's going to do is when you throw it, it's going to essentially be the fireball spell.
Ooh.
Oh God. Why? This sounds like a horrible idea.
And everybody, including the person who threw it and any allies, would have to make a dex save to avoid the damage.
Leo is already going no, 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 no.
I
Yes,
do
yes,
not
yes.
like
The,
no.
the area of effect is a 20-foot radius centered on the creature that it was thrown at. And the range on a hand axe is 20 feet, 60 for long range.
So you ain't getting out of that, really.
What about
Oh,
a javelin?
Javelin, you could do a similar effect on that. Pilly looks really excited about this, you guys.
Really
Why?
excited.
Jeez, 20 feet is long.
Javelin square. Wait, why am I even?
Oh, by the way, let me just explain to this a little further. A target takes 8d6 fire damage on a failed save. or half as much on a successful one.
This is going to be an expensive thing. Just putting that out there.
It'll be a little expensive, but not as bad as a +1 weapon.
Okay.
Because you have to remember, it's using real items rather than
Let me get this. Hold on. If I were to put this effect on a javelin, would it have the same radius?
Yeah. You could tone it down a little bit for a cheaper amount.
How far can I throw a javelin again?
I think it's 120. Is the long range? I think it's 60 120 or something like it. 30 120.
30 120.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
shorter.
a little bit more plausible because if I were to throw that exploding javelin, it would be easier to keep everyone out of. I could throw it from farther away, so I could it'd be easier to keep it.
Like I was saying, you could tone down the explosion. You could have it half the damage and half the area of effect for a much lower cost, and you would make Pilly sad.
We could.
How much would it cost to make it bigger and do more damage?
No.
It would be okay. So basically, at higher levels on this spell, when you cast a spell using a slot level of 4th level or higher, damage increases by 1d6 per each slot level. So you could follow that, and it would cost a lot more each spell level.
Okay, so hold on. Let's slow down a little bit.
We could put all of our money together.
Please, Val, stop. I need to think.
Right.
What? I think I'm interested in the idea of putting this exploding effect on on one of my javelins. How much does it cost?
Okay. I've got to go back to the javelin page because I'm bouncing all throughout this book.
Now, Cedi, we could put all our money together, and we could just make a bunker buster. We don't even have to go in the dungeon.
Oh my god.
Okay, so a javelin costs 5 silver normally.
Normally. Wait, are we talking about modifying one of my existing javelins or just creating an exploding javelin?
You're going to be modifying an existing javelin.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Now just remember, if you botch it...
Okay, so what she can do...
Jeez, what have you done?
He's just thinking about botching it right about now.
I'm gonna roll something else real quick. Just a second. I'm trying to figure the best way to do this.
Okay.
I'm also kind of curious what the negative to hit's going to be for the weird weight of it.
Oh, she'll make it streamlined for you.
Oh.
Man. Okay, so what she can do is she can do a full damage version for 50 gold and a half damage, half area of effect for 25 gold.
That's a lot. But again, you're doing a lot of damage for one shot, so...
Yeah, you're basically...
I was more thinking that's cheap.
Gold for a,
that is a lot of overkill for 1 damage.
It is pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think that it's a pretty decent sell.
But I will say you're never getting that javelin back.
I figure that, which is why I'm thinking that the full price version might be too much, but I think that the half power version of it sounds pretty nice. And I think
risk you killing the party with that one.
Mishta is kind of biting her lip and hoping you don't buy it, and Pilly is sitting here with her hands in front of her face and going, yeah.
Leo is joining Mishta in the "Oh God, please do not buy this" corner.
Inami's just floating between both of them.
Going, yes.
Should we have a clash of wills again?
No, because this actually deals with money and something important. So I'll let Garthal make the decision.
You only live once. I'm gonna buy 2 of the half power exploding javelins.
Oh boy!
Oh my God! He bought 2 of them.
Okay,
I've got a really good question. If he gets hit by a fire spell, does he just detonate?
If he is holding it and is about ready to throw it, then yes, it would explode.
But only if I'm about ready to throw it.
If you have it on your person and you get hit by a fire spell, I think I would have you throw a dex save to see if you explode or not. So you probably want to put it in the bag of holding where it's safe.
Yeah. Sure thing.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to take 2 away from the javelins that you currently have because you're modifying 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 away from those javelins.
Okay. So these are going to be a lot heavier.
A lot heavier.
I need to find out what a javelin weighs. A javelin normally weighs 2 pounds. So these are going to weigh about 5 pounds each.
Okay.
So it's not a lot heavier. In addition, you're going to want to put down in your inventory notes exactly what this does.
Yeah.
AoE effect is going to be 10 feet. It's going to do 4d6 fire damage.
Okay, AoE of 10 feet. 46 fire damage per javelin.
I'm writing them down because they're putting in the bag of holding, though.
Yeah, Cedi might just want to have it in his own notes, too.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, I'll just do that.
Garthal's the only one who's going to be crazy enough to use those.
Pretty much.
What's the DC for saving against it?
Well, then. That's a good question. I'm going to say it's DC 13.
Okay.
And it does not also do piercing damage. All the damage is fire damage. So it's just that. It's not in addition to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know why, but I've just got the image of Garthal with both of them in his hands charging an enemy.
Also, to make sure, that 10 foot you said, is that a radius or diameter?
Radius.
Geez,
10 feet
I have
radius.
a question about these exploding javelins.
Uh-huh.
Could you, theoretically speaking, target just a square instead of an actual target with them?
Yes.
And have them explore that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay.
And this is not an attack roll. You throw it, it lands, it does damage in that area.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're more throwing an accuracy roll.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
I love this idea. Okay.
This is DnD right now. This is DnD right now.
Note to self: don't hang around Garthal.
Pilly appears to be extremely excited about this. She points at Leo and says, I'm sorry, yours is going to take an extra hour. These javelins, they come first.
Leo sighs heavily and holds both. He holds his face with both of his large hands.
I kind of just like pat him reassuringly on the back.
And Ami will fly around just like doing exploding signs with her arms and legs.
Okay.
Just wait for those javelins to save our butts.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do for?
Well, I just want to be sure I got
shopping?
everything marked down correctly. Okay, wait. I need to confirm this. Okay, so spend 50 gold on that total.
Yep.
And the javelins are in the bag of holding right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So they're not in my two of them
in the bag
yet.
of holding.
I'm just glad that they can't explode while they're in there.
They cannot explode while they're in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit extra that you might want to know. It's going to take you a bonus action to light the javelin and
Bonus
an action
action?
to throw it.
Okay, sure thing.
Okay. But that means you can't take a bonus action that turn.
Yeah, I know. I have to do that bonus action for that because only one bonus action per turn.
Right.
Sure thing.
So you might want to add that down into your list as well.
Okay, so let me just make sure I got the notes on the item correct. It's an AoE of 10-foot radius.
Yep.
As in, like, the diameter of 20 feet, so it's just outside of my throwing range.
Yep.
46 fire damage.
Yep.
That's a lot of fire damage. DC 13.
Uh-huh.
And it's only fire damage, no piercing.
Yep. And half
save.
damage on save, but I know that anyways.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah.
Is there any other shopping that you want to do?
Did I
Pilly
forget
asks you
anything about... I'm sorry, did I forget anything?
Nope, that's it.
Okay,
Pilly
cool.
asks you if there's anything else you want to explode.
Buster Sword.
No. No. I think if Garthal doesn't actually say anything, Leo's just gonna start dragging him out of the store.
Okay.
Well, let me make a strength save on that.
Garthal is standing there strong. Actually, Leo, you have a contesting strength save.
Alright.
Or strength check, not a save.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter, so... Oh,
Yep.
so close.
So, Garthal is standing there. Leo is pulling with all his might, but Garthal's kind of just standing there and feeling something weird on his shoulders, but not really sure what it is. And the idea that there's furry paws holding onto him don't really tip him off.
Garthal just shrugs and leaves.
Okay, so
Leo-
shopping is done. You guys have approximately 3 or 4 hours between now and when the train leaves. During this time, you can go do whatever you want. I highly suggest for Sera that you gain proficiency with your pistol during this time.
Mm-hmm.
You already have proficiency with your rapier. I'll also add to Sera that you may want to actually buy pistol ammo because you only have 6 shots or something.
Oh, okay, I got 4.
Alright.
Would you say I brought some more? Another 6 more, so I've got 10 shots.
Sure. So that's, what was that, 1 gold for 6?
Yes, maybe. Oh, was there only 1 gold for 6?
I can look that up. I've got it written down.
If there's only 1 gold for 6, I can get a few more.
GS2. Crap. Wrong button. Yeah, I think it's 1 gold for 6.
Oh, fine. I'll get 12 then.
183.
It's a good thing they can't explode.
140.
Wanna bet?
Okay, so normal weapon ammo is on that page. 1 gold for 20, so yeah, it's 1 gold for 6.
Okay. I brought 12 then, so I've got 15 shots
Okay.
included, so...
Just so you know, you can load. I think this pistol is 4 shots. You can load 4 shots at once, and that takes you a standard action. But you've got to keep your bullets in your bag, basically.
Yeah.
There's
So,
no
yeah,
quivers for quiver for bullets.
Okay, so yeah, I'll spend the time there in my pistol then.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything that they really want to do?
I'm reading the book.
You're reading the book, so you're getting cooking knowledge.
Yeah.
Garthal is just kind of examining his new eagle totem and
Okay.
trying to understand.
Leo will actually want
power
to talk
he has.
to Sialah now about his specific dream and the figures that were in it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that would make it difficult for Sialah to read her book. So
Let's say that Garthal casts. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Sorry, never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's up to Sialah whether she wants to talk to you or not. Keep in
After
mind,
I'm done
you've
with
got a
this.
day-long train ride to read your book in.
Fair enough, but I was hoping to be able to test it out while on the train.
Cook on the train?
Test seeing how good I can do it.
You're gonna test how good you can cook while on a train?
They should have ingredients and stuff on there.
But you can't really build a fire on a train.
And they aren't really going to let you to the cooking, to the kitchen
You have an
part of the...
explosive javelin.
Fine, I'll talk
That
to
makes
him.
fire.
Okay. Alright, so you guys can go ahead and talk. I'll let you RP that in a second. Amy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to decide. I don't think she's going to be doing anything particularly important aside from just wander around and see what she can see.
Now, she's a bard,
Yeah, like, then she'll probably wander, find some place where she'll play, and then she'll probably play there for a while.
Okay.
Hey.
Go ahead and roll a performance.
Let's see if I can roll even lower.
2.
All right, roll a d10. As you're playing along in the street, a handful of people walk by, and they drop 65 silver in front of you, and you make 65 silver from playing your flute.
Nice.
I think she's currently the richest player we have around. Because she hasn't been buying things.
All right,
How much does she have?
Garthal, what are you doing? Cedi?
Oh, sorry, I kind of got distracted by something else.
What are you doing?
Garthal is taking his new totem out over to... Is there any sort of park, like just random open park out in the place?
Yeah.
In the town?
There's like a city park that has a nice long lawn. There's trees bordering. Think of Central Park, but a lot smaller.
I see. So Garthal gets curious about the new charm he has. He gets a little bit of a funny feeling from it, and out of curiosity, he decides to try casting Speak with Animals as a ritual to see what happens.
A squirrel walks by, and Garthal decides to try to talk with the animal. What page is that spell on?
All right, my name's Bruce.
Should I just click
Oh,
that
now we have
spell?
2 people that can speak with animals. Joyous day.
1 second, I'm gonna check to see exactly what's required. Is that cast as a ritual?
It is cast as a ritual. I only have it available as a ritual.
Yep, that's what I thought, but you've got plenty of time for that. All right, so you're sitting there for 10 minutes trying to talk to this animal, and you're about ready to give up. But at the end of 10 minutes, the squirrel looks back at you and says, "What are you doing,
mate, what you
lizard
doing?
man?"
Garthal leans down towards the
He's up
squirrel.
in a tree, by the way.
Garthal leans his head upward towards the squirrel, and he just kind of has this sort of shocked, sort of amazed expression on his face, like he just sort of holds his mouth open. Like...
The squirrel wonders if it has more intelligence than Garthal.
Oh.
Or you know that you could probably ask the squirrel for information about the area. You might even be able to persuade it to do a small favor for you.
Well, I really only wanted to establish the fact that Garthal realizes he has these magic powers now. But now that I think about it, can I ask the squirrel if it knows anything about that goblin that we were told about?
The squirrel kind of tilts its head at you, and there's a lot of people that walk by, and he kind of doesn't pay attention to them. He's more worried about getting enough nuts for his family for winter.
Aw.
He has nuts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help you, squirrel man.
He asks you again, do you have any nuts?
I have rations.
The squirrel hops off of the tree branch and lands on your shoulder. And he looks you in the eye. May I have a nut, please?
Garthal thinks about it for a moment, but then he just shakes his head and apologizes. No, I cannot. Garthal, no.
All of a sudden, the squirrel rolls intimidation.
The squirrel kind of growls a little at Garthal and then bites him in the cheek, dealing 2 damage to him, and then runs off.
2 damage, really?
Wow.
Wow. Squirrel.
Really?
That's great.
Jeebs, all you hear is a pistol shot and the squirrel explodes.
Uh,
No, that happened. That happened.
oh, by the way, I forgot to say, when you're training with your gun, you actually will have to buy ammo, and target practice is kind of expensive. So you're going to go through 10 GP worth of ammo to train with your gun. So take out 10 GP.
Mhm.
But yes, the scroll explodes.
I got him.
Okay. So Leo and Sialah, go ahead and do your conversation.
Sialah, do you have a moment?
What do you need?
Well, I'm judging from the past few moments that we have been together, I've noticed you have quite a bit of knowledge with history. I was wondering if you could help. I was wondering if you could help me identify a few figures that I had in a dream last night.
I can do the best I can, but no promises.
Right, of course. Well, from the dream, I remember one of them being my ancestor. I remember another. Well, this is gonna be hard to roleplay because I've almost already forgotten who the figures were in the dream.
Okay, so you remember 3 figures that you can't identify. There's a beautiful woman that initially appears to be dressed as a peasant, but as you observe her, she changes to a regal figure dressed in deep blue gowns reminiscent of the night sky. She's holding a rod with a crystal at the top that seems to glow with more colors than you can even name. To your left was a dwarf clad in golden armor and holding a great warhammer. And to your right was a halfling woman dressed in green and gold and carrying a shield and longsword that was as tall as she was.
I thank you for not punishing me for not remembering this.
That's okay. I don't expect you guys to remember that.
I'm assuming that's going to be a religion check more than a history check there. Just
Yes, it
listening
would
to
be.
their descriptions again.
Go ahead and roll 3 separate religion checks.
1, 2, 3. Jesus, that was beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful indeed.
Beautiful.
Just so you know, the DC on that was 16, so good job.
You got all of them.
Okay, so the first figure, you tell. Actually,
Leo, write this down. Make sure you're reading this.
are you going to tell him what you find?
Actually, it depends on what they are, depending.
Okay. So,
I think.
Sialah, you recognize the first figure as Mistra, the mother of magic.
Ooh.
Do you tell him that?
Sure, I'll tell him that one.
Okay. You recognize the second figure as Moradin, the dwarven god of creation.
Okay, this is getting more interesting. I'll tell him that one then.
You recognize the third as Yandala, the matriarch of the halfling race and divine aspect of the Great Mother.
What's the Great Mother?
Darn you, I'll have to look that up.
It sounds like something important I would need to know.
You would know who the Great Mother is.
Yeah.
So, the Great Mother is the creator and primal racial deity of beholders, gibbering orbs and the various races of the beholder kin. The Great Mother is the beholder deity of magic, fertility, and tyranny. Its symbol is an egg with an eye peering out of its center. Basically, she's the creator. The Great Mother of the world, essentially.
Well, because of the whole beholder and part stuff like that, I'll tell him what it is, but I won't tell him what the Great Mother is.
Okay.
Because that one might be a little wonky for a paladin to hear.
Okay. DJ, roll religion.
Okay.
Roll a 1.
No. I'm using my favor for this one.
Okay, roll again. Well, I was going to say you knew who one of them were, but you don't know who any of them are. So
I still get the 11, don't I?
No, you get the last one when you roll the favor. So you actually no, you're right. You get the 11. You're right. You recognize the name Moradin, the dwarven god of creation.
I'm not surprised.
I'm going to tell you a little more about him. You recognize him as the chief deity in the Dwarven pantheon. He's a harsh but fair judge. He was strength and force of will embodied. Moradin inspired dwarven inventions and constantly sought to improve that race, encouraging their good nature, intelligence, and harmonious existence with all other good races, while battling their pride and isolationist tendencies. Moradin's holy day was on the crescent moon, and he was worshipped at forges and hearths. You also know nothing else, because that was just an 11. So you know that much about Moradin just from your studies.
Now that Leo thinks about it, he's not surprised that he's been visited by Moradin because as I've written up in Relations, dwarves and beastkin have a pretty damn good, well, not beastkin, the lionkin in particular, have a very good relations with one another.
Yep.
The other two still mystify him, however, especially the halfling.
You think back on what they said, and you think that maybe that what they were saying for each person might be why that particular person showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you declared your oath to Moradin, you declared to shelter the light. And Moradin said, where there is good, beauty, and love and laughter in the world, stand against the wickedness that would swallow it. Where life flourishes, stand against the forces that would render it barren.
I can read it in the player handbook, geez.
Yeah. You can read exactly what I stole from the player handbook.
Yes.
Verbatim. All right, so it was in order there, basically. Mistra, Moradin, Yandala, and then your ancestor.
Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna look at those real quick.
I'll be back.
Case, thank you for your services.
Okay.
That's what he tells Sialah before he leaves her to our own business.
No problem.
Well, that only took like a half hour or so. You can still read your book if you want.
Yeah.
Am I still missing the 2 HP damage I took from the squirrel?
I put Band-Aid on you.
Okay, good. Just making sure about that.
You are going to be missing it until you take you can either spend a hit die to try to recover it, or you can...
I do not need to spend a hit die to recover 2 HP.
Or you can wait for a full rest.
I'll wait for a full rest.
Oh my goodness. That squirrel, man.
Hello, he exploded.
It was worth it.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we board the train?
Well, Leo will officially be getting his battering ram. Garthal will begrudgingly want to get his exploding javelins. Oh my god.
Exploding javelins.
Whoa.
Yes. Well,
We
and
still
remember
haven't
that
sorted out those
javelins.
damn scrolls, have we?
You still have not sorted out the scrolls. Oh, speaking
bag of
of, you
holding
could
with
probably buy common scrolls from Mishta, which would be cantrips in level 1.
Yeah, those are rather cheap a lot.
Yep.
We should probably buy a couple of scrolls of cure wounds, shouldn't we? Let me see. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I don't think there's a specific price for those, but I can find one for you.
If you please, I'm definitely thinking about investing in a couple of those.
So, what I'm going to assume is that the level 1 spells will essentially be the cost of a spell book, which is 50 GP. And the cantrips will be a cost of a book, which is 25 GP.
Yeah. Here it is. I'm gonna take 2 of them.
2 cure wounds?
Yes,
All right, go ahead and write those down.
I am. Done.
Page 211.
I am now down to 72 GP.
I'm
No,
now
almost
not
as poor as Sialah.
I don't think I'm the poorest anymore. Because I didn't really buy anything.
How much money does Sialah have?
78.
The Royal now has the least amount of money in the group.
Well, it makes sense
Hilarious.
because you'd be used to spending money.
Yes. And it's not like I didn't spend it on crap mostly. Not sure if I'm ever going to get to use that battering ram or that grappling hook, but they're nice.
Okay, is Silver back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now that everyone has done their shopping, and everyone's done waiting around and so on, you all board the train, and it heads off, and you know that this is going to be. I'm sorry. You all get to the conductor, and he says you're going to have to pay for your tickets. And it's not that expensive. I've got to check exactly how much it is. It is a long drive, 500 miles. So it's going to be about 5 gold for this travel.
When you said 500 miles, I thought you were about to say 500 gold.
Yeah, it's about 1 copper per mile for the train ride. So it's going to cost 5 gold apiece.
Leo is just going to pay for his own ticket at this rate.
Garthal's paying for his own.
Paying for my own.
You're lucky you didn't go completely broke here.
I am lucky, yes.
Abby could legitimately probably hide on the train, but she'll pay for it.
Or you can hide somewhere.
You hide in the bag of holding for 10 minutes at a time.
Well, she can turn invisible and then just hide where people don't find her.
You know what? Sera grabs Amy and puts her in her pocket.
I thought you were going to say puts her in her cleavage.
All that.
But yeah, everyone pays 5 gold and heads onto the train. And you know that this train ride's going to take about 24 hours. Thankfully, there's a sleeper cab, and the cost of the train included a sleeper cab. So each of you gets your own bunk that you can stay in. The men share a cab, and the ladies share a cab as well. And you head off on your journey to the seat of Mavros, and we will pick up from there next time.
Hey! He didn't die yet.
Can I make one last check just to find out what the seat of Mavros is?
You already know what the seat of Mavros is. I'm going to write up a whole thing for you and give it to you.
For next week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Does this count as a long rest?
Yes, because it's going to be all night.
Yay, I get my 2 HP back. That squirrel. You can't keep the Garthal down.
No.
I don't think that squirrel is really able to take that at this point.
It's just the squirrel's now a smear.
What if the squirrel just becomes... Wait a second. Oh yeah, I forgot. Did you shoot the squirrel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He literally shot the squirrel.
I should have had you roll attack, but it was just hilarious enough.
It was pretty hilarious. It was worth it just for that.
All right,
Like-
so Leo, you've lost your DM inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Sialah DM inspiration,
Nice.
Okay.
and I'm going to give Sera DM inspiration
Oh, wow.
Oh, what did they get it for?
2 inspiration.
because
I
I'm a
shot a
nice
squirrel.
guy.
It's because I shot a
I'm
squirrel.
scared, guys.
Where's the inspiration go?
It's on the front page, the core stats, down by your death saving throws. Just hit yes, where
Oh.
it says no.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So sadly, you guys didn't level up any.
No, it was all
Go
like
figure.
RP today.
That was
I-
all role playing, so I'm not.
It was just random RPing and shopping. And I gotta say, that was a lot of fun.
What I'm gonna
Well-
do for you guys, until this point, I have given you guys a major experience boost, basically
Yeah.
5 times the XP you should be getting.
Because the early levels are dumb.
Yeah, the early levels
Yeah.
are dumb. You've lost that experience boost at this point. You're going to be gaining experience at the rate you should be gaining it.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let you know that. Another thing I should let you know that I haven't really explained before is how flanking will work in this. There's no rules for flanking in the DM handbook.
No.
The only rule they say is that you could give advantage if you want to for things that look like it should be advantage. You can also help an ally to gain advantage on things. So what I'm going to do is when you're flanking, you can take a bonus action to help your ally to give them advantage on their attack.
Okay.
That does take up your bonus action. So you both have to be flanking the enemy, so you both have to be at...
Opposite sides?
No, you can be opposite sides or perpendicular. So
No.
you can have one at the front of the enemy and one at the left of the enemy.
I see.
But you can't have everyone like on one side of the enemy.
Yeah, I see. They have to be cardinally adjacent to the
Right.
enemy.
Right. And they have to be adjacent to the enemy.
Okay, is there anything else we're taking care of before we sign off for the day?
I went through
Do we
that.
get
I'm going to
any
get you the
XP at
Seed of
all?
Madros information you would know. And I assume that at the beginning of that you can decide whether you want to tell people about it or not. That's all done. I think we're good until next week.
Alrighty.
Unless there's anything you guys want to do.
Oh wait, I just noticed something. In my hit dice, I have listed 3 max Barbarian hit dice, but I only have 2 listed for my current. Is that supposed to be 3 for my current? I thought so, probably.
You previously had used a hit dice, but you get back half of the hit dice that you've expended when you sleep, rounded up.
So yeah, I should have 3 now.
Yeah.
Because that was a long time ago I used that, I think.
Yeah, it was like 2
Yeah.
sessions ago.
So everyone should have max hit die at this point because you've gone 2 days without using them.
Yeah, max hit dice, and...
I'm sorry, I misspoke. You get half of your maximum hit dice rounded up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, if you go through a dungeon and you've used all of your hit die, it takes you 2 days to get them back.
Mhm.
And if you use a lot of them the next day, you're going to be weaker again the following. So, yeah, it takes you time to get them back.
Alright. Very fair.
That's in the book anyway. So,
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Cool.
Okay.
Next
That
time
was-
is going to be really interesting, I think, because we're going to the Seat of Mavros, and I've got some really cool stuff planned.
And we're going to our first
boy.
dungeon.
How many
And
people
we're
are going
gonna-
to die in this
And
dungeon?
something tells me this explosive javelin idea is going to pop up as well.
Oh, God.
I'm actually kind of content with the dungeon right now because going from level 2 to 3 gives actually a lot more spell slots for healing.
Yeah. Plus,
And
you have the
it's
scrolls.
got more
Yeah.
scrolls.
I just personally wish we could have gotten to level 4 first so we could have some people grab their first feats and stuff like that, but oh well.
Okay.
You should probably get to level 4 in the next dungeon, I
Yeah.
think.
I'm
if
okay
you
with
don't,
being
I'd
level
be
3,
surprised.
because level 3 is when we get our main...
Abilities.
Yeah, that's when you actually start as your class.
It's
I
when you
feel.
unlock your archetypes.
Yeah.
Our subclasses, whatever you want to call them.
For most of them,
I like-
anyway. Some of them are
I like
level
calling
1.
them subclasses.
I call it archetype because, I mean,
They're
well, look
both
at
the
it.
same idea.
You all of them
technically
still
is
are
an
under the same
archetype.
thing. You just have
No,
slightly
but
different
you're wrong. They're called subclasses.
And at this point, I just shake my head and get ready to walk away.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do, you guys are sleeping. It's 24 hours, give or take, for the trip. Let me do a little bit of math real quick. I'm gonna have you guys wake up at the start of the next round. So 500 divided by 24 is 20 miles per day.
hour? Or
So you guys have moved about 200 miles towards the seat of Mavros, and that puts you right around where the maimed ones is. Right around there.
Could you mark the seat of Marvros on the map?
It's
I see.
marked,
It's right.
but it's right here.
Ah,
So it's about
I
halfway.
couldn't really see it because it blends in a little bit.
Does a little bit.
You gotta zoom in just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of the Mayano Mountains.
I see it.
And it looks like it's guarding a pass between the Western Wilderness and the Goblin Wastes. And Varane.
Is that everything?
I think so.
Aye.
Okay, cool.
Why do I get this feeling we're gonna get ambushed on the train?
Because a train fight would always be cool, that's why.
yep.
Because it's Jeeves and he always wants to like make your life miserable in the RP.
What's miserable having to fight on a train? That's really cool.
You'll see,
And
maybe?
then someone pulls out.
Because then you'll
and
have
then
the one
someone
person
pulls out
decide
the
to climb up.
explosive javelin.
I will say that if you use the exploding javelin on a train, the conductor will not be happy with you.
You're getting your deposit back.
You're
Yeah.
probably going to be walking the rest of the way.
It just has its tobacco now.
So
Okay.
technically, a spell book, theoretically, it would take you 48 hours to read it. But I'm assuming since this is just a normal book, I'm gonna let you be proficient with it.
Who has the spell? Who has the book?
The cookbook is Sialah's.
Oh, thank
Okay.
God. For some reason, I thought
We're all
Garthal had
done
it.
with everything. I've actually got several things I want to do today before too long, so
Yep.
Yeah, I've got
that's all
homework.
for the game, and I look forward to next week's
Yeah, it's
round.
4 o'clock anyways, so.
See y'all.
All right.
So, yeah.
As far as everyone knows, you can probably make luck next week at this point.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah.
That would be the 11th.
Alright, well, I'm gonna bolt out of here.
So,
All right.
Alright, so I'll see you guys.
See ya.